Presidents. All the presidents on stage. When you're a president, you can come up on stage. Orkin, I see you. Ben, very good. Yeah, come down, come down. Very good. Well done. Higgledy-piggledy is okay. We can be non-Germanic in our organisation. Only the presidents, and hopefully you've all collected your paddle for your canoe. A lot of presidents. Man with hat. Ku is there. Who else is there? Any more presidents? Monsieur Christian?
Children.
35, 36, it's okay. So yesterday I asked all of you to come early to meet a special person, a secret person. Who is that person? No, we've had enough dancing and dragons, please, madam. The special person, or the surprise guest, is the person standing next to you that you've never met before. The special surprise person is the president that you have no clue who he, she is, or which country she represents. The surprise person is your colleague in Worldchefs. The surprise person is a person that can help you. For the next, we need one translator. Where's Alain? For Chef Christian.
Thank you.
Of course, my chat GPT is not that good yet. I'm going to get some guy called Claude when I get back to Dubai. So that person, that special person, surprise guest, is you. In 5 minutes, Charles Carroll will start to get extremely nervous. I want you to spend 5 minutes to meet, greet someone from your Worldchefs presidents that you've never met before or haven't got a clue who they are. Talk amongst yourselves, but first, one photo. I like to stand between the girls. So anyone that can decide to take a picture. Here come Maldives, very good. Here comes Namibia. So the surprise guests are the late people. So the late presidents have to actually sing. I'm not too sure where the professional man is. Madam, you've got us in the big camera. Don't run down the stairs. So in 5 minutes, meet, greet someone special on this stage. Carry on. Thank you.
Okay.
Your name, your country, where you're from. And one interesting fact, I like long walks in the park. A little bit of music, please, AV fella.
I put the copy on your laptop, on your desktop. I download it. I will make the changes, and then you will have the official copy.
I need power here for my machiner because I've only got a little bit left. And we're going to leave this on all the time. And my thing is here, right?
Yeah. I didn't
Done. Not now.
No,
yeah, he's in the back. Yeah. Keeps them busy. Keeps them busy, Hazel. I got Mr. Colonel Harry here to sort them out if they're not finished in 5 minutes. This is an appropriate song. Bang a gong.
Picture about me.
I put Ben to translate.
Done.
Nice idea.
Thank you. You know that guy? You know that guy? Hello. Good. We are on.
Test. 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 1 2. Test. 1 2. Test. 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 Morning, guys. I was just trying to test my mic. Too much noise out there. Is it leveling up there? I mean my lavalier mic. Is that spiking on your equipment? Testing 1 2 1 2 test. Test. You test 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hey now, test. Yeah, I have it on. Yeah, test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Okay, good. Thanks. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. National Presidents, thank you very much for saying hello to everybody. If you can slowly make your way off the stage. If you could slowly make your way off the stage. Oh, you want a picture?
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
All right,
Hello.
we're going to start late. That's
Line
okay.
up again. Official photographers
Photo op,
come.
photo op, photo op. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be on time today. Yeah.
Right. Quick photograph.
One more photograph.
I cannot take credit for this idea. Give credit where credit's due. I sat with two presidents yesterday, President Karen from Australia and President Koo from South Africa, and Karen said, "Who's that?" It would be nice if we met each other. So now you have met each other. So now you know who to contact.
2 rows. Try to get 2 rows.
Any more presidents?
Come on, Canada.
China.
We're looking at the lady with the big camera waving. Hooray! 3, 2, 1. Official photograph. All looking at the lady in black. Eyes open. Tummy's in. She's getting my better angle now. There we are. Bravo, thank you. Wait.
One more.
Our friend for 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. That was practice. Yeah. Okay, ready? The man there, quick. Born to be wild.
Thank you.
Well done, mate. Great idea.
Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
Good job.
Eric, morning. Ça va bien, merci. Et toi?
Oui, ça va.
That's the best I can do in French.
Hello, Kabaya. Nice to meet you.
Kabaya, nice to meet you.
Best idea.
Thank
Best
you.
idea. Best idea.
Thank you.
We're on the mission.
Yeah, I spoke to Fuxi. I said, whatever. And then run the bumper. Good morning. Grand plans sometimes need to be adjusted. Whoever you believe in, your God or whatever, I believe we are here today on purpose. It's an auspicious day because today, click. That means go to the next slide, click. We celebrate the life of Dr. Billy Gallagher, our honorary life president. Billy passed away today in 2016. I would like all of you to stand and show your appreciation to Dr. Billy Gallagher and for what he did for us and continues to do for us and the young people. Many of us are here today because of that man. Our young chef, Dr. Bill Gallagher, Young Chef Forum is because of this man. If you want to read history, read the Bill Gallagher Doctrine of 1992. If you want to read history, read his book of where he came from. I'll be forever grateful to Billy for pushing me in 2008 to get more involved. I'll be forever grateful to Billy for telling me, whatever you do, Andy, you do it for the integrity of World Chefs. That's all I ask you. And Billy, in 2015, said to Charles, we need someone to run the Congress. Best is to give it to a busy man. Andy will do it. Just tell him. And I'm grateful for Charles for all he's done for World Chefs. I'm grateful to all the presidents for what they've done for World Chefs. And I'm grateful for all the presidents in this room for what you do for World Chefs. Charles, over to you, my friend. I'll go down. I'll go up. I'll stay here. I'll stand by.
Yes, stay here, and then
Okay.
I don't have to say your name again. But
Why, you forgot my name? I'll put you back in the suit.
so it's appropriate that we're already late. So that's good on us. Are you guys enjoyed Wales? Have you enjoyed Wales? Has this been a great conference? I want to say, I think almost everybody in this room knows Dr. Billy Gallagher, and I would not be standing here if it were not for Billy Gallagher. He invited me as a speaker in 2010 in Chile. That was my first conference, and the rest is history. So he was one of my mentors. Chefs, competitors, speakers, and sponsors from all around the world came together this week. We broke bread, we raised our glasses together, and most importantly, we shared our passion together. What an incredible opportunities we've had to network, collaborate, and learn from some of the greatest culinary minds in the world. Throughout the Congress, we welcomed representatives from the United Nations, master chefs, pastry chefs, innovators, Michelin chefs, AI experts, Bocuse d'Or champions, and competitors, and so many world-class educators and leaders. We witnessed culinary competition at its very highest level. We are honored and inspired by the extraordinary performance we're about to all enjoy. You're all going to be really blown away with this performance that we're so fortunate to have from Catherine Jenkins, one of the world's most celebrated classical artists, later today. But as remarkable of all of these moments were, let us never lose sight of what's truly important, the fact that we're all here together. Many of our colleagues around the world were unable to attend. Many others faced challenges that prevented them from joining us. So let us never take these moments, these friendships, or all these memories for granted. We are truly blessed to be here together, creating memories that will last a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 41st World Chefs Congress General Assembly. That was pretty weak, but by the way, the claps was a little on there. There's a better, that's a little better. Okay, all right. Mr. Secretary General, Alain, we will need a quorum. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite up to the podium my very dear friend, the president of World Chefs.
Thank you, Charles.
All right. Love you, man.
I'm not in disguise.
All right, have fun.
Forgive us as we go through this day. There could be, it's an interesting thing. First thing I want to do is ask the board to join me on stage for an official photograph. Board, if you can come up, please. Full board, please. That includes Peter, who's on his phone already. Photographer, there he is. Are we missing anybody? Ladies in the middle. The middle is seat number 18. Seat number 18 is in the middle.
You're okay, Chef?
Yes, as long as we can. Done. Charles, you will organise us. Take your badges off, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you know who these people are, like I said on the first day.
Okay, it's a little wide, so if you're on this side, if you could just turn slightly inward, turn slightly inward. Yeah, and just come a little closer. Yes.
Hold on, one minute.
Throw him in.
We'll just put AI. We'll do the AI, right?
Yeah, exactly. Give him a muppet.
A little closer if you can.
Right in the back and upp med pattarna.
And I'm going to go up the top. If you could come forward to about here. No, forward on you or lose your feet.
All right. Don't fall.
Yeah, don't fall down the stairs or up them. Our young chefs are off in Cardiff. That's why this side is empty.
For 5, but it's okay.
You can turn sideways now. Come up, boy. Should we have hands in front or hands?
Unbelievable. Only for you, Ricky.
Andy, should we have hands in the front or in the back?
I always stand like this, Peter. You can put your hands wherever you like as long as it's to yourself. Right, look at the man with the, in there. You ready, Peter? Right on left, Peter. To the dance.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Your board, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I would like to ask for a tabulator committee to be formed, and I would like to ask Neil, Thompson, Charles, Carroll, Tory. I won't embarrass myself by not being able to pronounce his second name. And we have a special parliamentarian, Harry Lomas, MBE, with us also. Neil, if Ragnar could stop talking. Neil, if you would accept to be our head of the election committee along with Charles, Carroll and Tory, and Harry will assist. Yes, thank you very much, Neil. I just want to open, if I can find my, there's no slide. I'm going to read something from a book from the 11th to the 15th of October 1928. Mr. Borman said, I request a procedural motion. Instead of examining these draft statutes in the order of the articles, I propose that we first address certain important issues, reserving those of secondary nature for later. We could therefore begin by studying 1, the purpose of the Federation, 2, the international federation and national representation within said federation, solidarity action from the point of view of international relief, which we have already discussed this morning, and number 4, the conditions of admission. Mr. Baumann was one of the delegates in our first Congress in Paris in 1928. At the closing of the first session, the then President addressed the Congress. Before adjourning the session, allow me to express my great pleasure at seeing the enthusiasm of solidarity and fraternity that reigns in this first meeting of our Congress. I have a very clear impression that these feelings of fraternity, which have just been affirmed here, are a harbinger of successful work we will accomplish for world peace. If all cooks everywhere show similar sentiments, we will truly be working towards a fraternity of peoples and world peace. The session was adjourned at 11:45. That is the first president of the Federation of Chefs in the Sorbonne in 1928 on the 11th of October. Ladies and gentlemen, these words ring true now as they did then. Mr. Allan, do we have a quorum?
Yes, Andy, we have a quorum. So the total number of eligible voting National Society members is 94. Of these, 62 are present in person and 11 are represented by proxies. This means that a total of 73 eligible voting National Society members are present and represented, which corresponds to 78%. Therefore, the quorum has been reached.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for presidents. To be entered into the minutes that the quorum, and we are now in session. I would like to have the first motion from the floor that we approve the minutes of the Worldchefs General Meeting 2024 in Singapore. I would like someone to propose that motion, and then presidents eligible voting. Arwen, would you like to make the motion? If you could stand up and recite the motion that we'd like to approve the minutes of the Worldchefs meeting.
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to propose that we approve the motion of the minutes.
Motion from Arwen, seconded. Madam President from the Maldives. Stand up, please, Madam. Thank you. All eligible presidents voting, we need to now vote this into the minutes. I want you, first, those that agree, to raise your paddles. If you have 2 paddles, you go like this. If you have 1 paddle, you do this. Not like this, not like that, up high, so that Neil, Dori, and Alain and Charles can count. So we would like to have the first vote. All those in favour? All those in favour, nice and high, please, ladies and gentlemen, nice and high. Don't forget Rodrigo at the back. One minute. It's actually a good exercise in the morning to stretch. Keep them up, ladies and gentlemen. We want this accurate, as it needs to be recorded in the minutes. How many? 65. Okay. Thank you. All those against? Anyone against? 0. Anyone abstaining? No, not at the moment, I'm sorry. On the open floor. 1 abstain. Yes, Neil? Okay, Alan? Minutes are approved. The next point is for the ratification of our new Continental Director, and I'd like to invite Neil to the stage first, as Neil is stepping down to play more golf. I'd like to let Neil say a few words, and then we'll invite his successor onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil.
Mr. President, members of the board and Congress, thanks very much. It was in 2018 when I was driving my car and I got this phone call from Dragan Unic, who was at that time the Continental Director for Europe North. Dragan phoned to tell me that he was going to have to step down after 1 term as Continental Director. I tried to talk him into staying on, but he said no business commitments meant that he couldn't fulfil the role for another term, and he asked me if I would be prepared to put my name forward, which I was delighted to do so. So I was delighted in 2018 to be elected the Continental Director for Europe North, and I would like to thank all the Europe North presidents for their support over the last 8 years. Being a Continental Director is not a perk, it is a privilege, and it's something that I have greatly valued over the last 8 years. I've enjoyed every minute of it, but I think it's also correct that we abide by the statutes, and there comes a time when we all must step aside and leave it to others. So I'm very happy that I've completed 8, which I hope were very good years. I'd like to thank my own association, the Federation of Chefs Scotland, because without the support of your own association, you can't perform the role. And I was very, very lucky to have such a great committee, board, and successive presidents behind me. To the board of directors of World Chefs, I'd like to thank them for their friendship and camaraderie over the last 8 years. To past President Thomas Googler during his term of office, and also it's been a pleasure to serve under our current President, Andy Cuthbert. I'd also like to thank the office girls of World Chefs. You cannot do your role as a Continental Director without the support of so many people, and many times the office goes unsung, but they really are a fantastic group of people run, of course, managed by and led by Ragnar. But without naming them, I'd just like to thank them very much. I'd also like to obviously thank my wife, Sheena, who is unable to be here. As you know, she has mobility issues, and you probably see her running about in a scooter that resembles a Ferrari and a Tesla. But without her support, it would not be possible for me to have fulfilled the role. She has spent many hours on her own in hotels, just as she's doing this morning. So I'm very grateful for the support that she gave me. I'd like to obviously wish Thomas very best wishes for the future. If I give him, not for me to give anybody advice, but if I were to give you anything, I would say make the most of it, Thomas. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. Being a Continental Director is one of the highlights of my life. I think always remember, I just hope that I've treated everybody equally. I hope I've done you all proud, and I'm sure in Thomas you've made the right decision, and he will also do that. Just to go off script a wee bit, Mr. President and Charles, when I became the Continental Director, Dragon Eunuch gave me a gift, and it was a gift of friendship, which I thought was a very nice touch. So I would like to do that today, and hopefully that successive Continental Directors in Europe North will continue that. So could I ask Thomas to please come up and to accept a gift from me of culinary friendship and my best wishes for the future.
Yeah, you're good. Wherever you need. Yes.
I'd just like, stay on stage, please, Thomas. As Neil has gone off script, Thomas is already here. Good man. I would like the process of handing over of a Continental Director starts with the selection process in the Continental region, which is Northern Europe. The presidents and their Continental Director then choose their candidate and they vote upon that candidate. It is then brought in front of the Congress to be ratified, and I would like the presidents that are present from the Northern Europe countries to stand with their paddle. Only the Northern Europe presidential continental people. And Arwen is from the land of blank. Oh, I thought it was New Zealand, the long like cloud, yeah? Okay, I would like you, ladies and gentlemen, to vote in your new Continental Director by a raise of your paddle. If you are in agreement, raise your paddle. If you say yes, raise your paddle. If you are in agreement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Counting, counting. Okay, Charles. And those, thank you, paddles down, and those against. Abstain. Thank you very much, Presidents. Take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Continental Director for Northern Europe, Mr. Thomas Ries from Denmark. If you want to say a few words. I'll put him on the spot.
First of all, thank you. It's a big honor, and it's a little bit frightening to step in the big footsteps of Neil. He has been a tremendous Continental Director for the northern part of Europe, and I will try to do my best and serve all the countries from Northern Europe and, of course, Worldchefs. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Now some words from me about Neil. I call Neil my wise counsel for his longevity in the position, but also his longevity in Worldchefs. And Neil invited me to Scotland in November 2024 to celebrate with the Scottish chefs their 30th anniversary. We had a lovely dinner, we took a picture in the rugby field, and then he took me into the Preston Hotel and gave me a beating for 2 hours, which I thanked him for. Because that's what it's about for me. The Continental Directors are your voice. I am not the voice. You have a Continental Director who is your voice, and you have voices through them to the world. Of course, you have a voice directly to the board, but the Continental Director is such an important role that we need to respect and honor in our association. And I thank Neil for being with me for 2 years. I'm sure I can find a creative position for him, with the blessing of Sheena, of course, but also thanks to Sheena, who has suffered alongside Neil on the golf course. She actually drove the buggy and made him walk. But thank you, Neil, and thank you to, very special thanks to Sheena for all her support as well. If you come in the middle, gentlemen, we'll have a little photograph. If I can ask Rick and Uwe and Alan and Christine to join us on stage. Thank you for the photo. And we have Thomas. A very appropriate song, The Soul Man. Some people on the left. And a small certificate of appreciation and an envelope that I hope is more than one night stay with breakfast for two in the Celtic manner, because it's a bit of a surprise what it is. But Neil, thank you very much for all you have done for us and will continue to do for Scottish chefs, I'm sure. Thank you so much. Thank you. Compress, compress.
Thank you, buddy.
Photo, photo, stay. Right. I always got to take my glasses off. I pretend it makes me look younger, Harry, without my glasses.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, Neil, and welcome, Thomas. Well done, mate. Thank you. Right. Ah, that's a better picture. I don't look like some gangster from the Middle East. I have one slide to talk to you today about the future of World Chefs. We talk about many things, but the future of World Chefs is a collective path forward. The next 10 years, 20 years, 100 years rests with us. We've heard a lot about the next generation. We've heard a lot about the future. We've heard a lot about young chefs. Young chefs are not the future, ladies and gentlemen. They are now. We need to invest in them now. We need to elevate them now. We need to include them now. We can't wait any longer for the future of young chefs. If we want to sustain and have our association strong in 100 years when one of them stands on this stage. So for me, empowering the next generation has to happen today. Don't wait. We have fantastic pillars in World Chefs. Education. The Education Committee is everywhere within World Chefs. We heard from the Sustainability Committee and the Feed the Planet Committee that they do education. So it's not just one responsibility to Andreas Müller and his team, it's a collective responsibility to educate. We say we are the global voice of food. We believe we are 10 million chefs represented. Big statement was made. It stuck with us. Lifelong learning defines excellence and global standards that must be accessible to all. When I stood in 2024, I said we will bring education because that's what many of the presidents and countries asked us to do. They asked us to communicate better. They asked us to educate, bring education where it is not. Many countries are very lucky that you have a structure of culinary education, hospitality education, strong training, good support from the government. There's many countries that have zero support, no schools. And if we are of global importance, as we believe we are, then it is our job. Of course, we must champion sustainability of the association through succession planning, and of course, everything we saw yesterday. From farm to fork, we protect the planet, responsible kitchens. What does that cover, responsible kitchens? We heard from Chris Hall from Burnt Kitchen. Is that sustainable? Is that part of sustainability? A responsible kitchen is what? I think that's a question we need to ask ourselves. Everywhere in the world is different. So everywhere in the world we can't really dictate to, but we can support and help. But being responsible in our kitchens and giving the opportunity for all is why we are here. We want to elevate our culinary competitions. We had people from Fiji, Namibia, Norway. What a spread of countries competing. Are all the countries at the same level yet? Of course not. But that's the Culinary Committee's responsibility to help and train and encourage. And we need to encourage people to compete because that is what gives them the platform to be seen. That gives them the platform to win a medal in a World Chefs endorsed competition anywhere in the world that they put on their CV. And if they're from countries like many of the people I work with in the United Arab Emirates, that is so valuable for their family, that is so valuable for their life. Because when a young person or an old person, it doesn't matter, but a person that I've worked with or I've seen in a competition calls me from Canada or New Zealand or Ireland and says, I got a great job. I'm in Ireland. Excellent. Uwe's executive sous chef is in Ireland. I think he's a bit more cold than us because I think he's up north. But the point is that that certificate, which is won with integrity, helps them and their families for their life. It's just not another piece of paper to those people. It changes their life. Of course, we need to inspire mastery, inspire innovation, and to create that global connection. Technology. I joked on the first day, AI, Andy intelligence, no, okay? Or Alan intelligence, or Alan intelligence, or no intelligence sometimes. I heard a guy in Dubai. In Dubai, we're very forward with our technology. You know, everything's paperless. It's quite remarkable what our government is investing in. But one thing, someone told me that AI won't take the job. It'll be the people that don't know how to use AI will lose their job. Embrace the technology and use it to your ability, because the power of technology we are able to harness for world chefs. My grandmother was born in 1896 and she died when she was 98 years old. And the one thing she told me once when I was a small boy, she said, it's remarkable, remarkable, the microchip. How it's changed our world. And then, of course, she used to watch the cricket on her television with the microchip. Just imagine if she was alive today, what we can do. Yeah. So technology, it is a digital transformation. The motor car was a transformation. The telephone is a transformation. The electric light, all these things that we humans have put on the earth. We need to take responsibility for it, but also what we can do with technology to support our industry. How we cook, how we lead, and how we learn can be all supported through AI. But at the end of the day, it's in here. It's in here that makes the difference when you're face to face, looking at someone in the eye, or feeling their pressure, feeling them as a fellow human. We need to strengthen our global community. That's our responsibility as the board. That's the responsibility of presidents. We are only 97 nations in existence for 98 years. So not even one a year, one way to look at it. Where's the other 200 plus minus countries? How can we support them? We need collaboration without borders. Collaboration without borders. Country borders, mindset borders, personal borders. But if we are truly a global association with a global voice, then collaboration without borders is something important we should dwell on. We need to become an industry influencer if we are claiming we are the global voice of food. I'm extremely proud of what the office does in Paris with some of the big NGOs, UN, UNESCO, the foundations of Electrolux, the foundations of Nestlé. All these are bringing us closer to a larger community of like-minded people. We had our friends from China in the office when they went to Paris after their visit with UNESCO to talk about the intangible heritage of their food with UNESCO in Paris. We have Azerbaijan with their intangible sustainability around the food. We have Syria, we have Morocco. If you go on the website, you can read who has intangible things, and it's food. It's about the food, the culture, and what the food brings to the people. We lead, shape, nurture, feed, direct, encourage, fill people with inspiration, and inspire people to join our industry. Television and marketing has been the best thing for our industry to promote what we do. So many people want to be a chef. So many people want to be a cook. So many people want to open an artisanal bakery. Great. But what else does social media and the media show people sometimes? That we need to reflect on. We talk about burnout, we talk about shouting, we talk about inequality, we talk about different wage structures, we talk about 80 hours, 90 hours, 140 hours, 10 hours. We need to be able to encourage people to take the right path in hospitality that's right for them, what they want to do. There's nothing wrong working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, in a corporate bank, serving the corporate directors. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong serving people in hospitals. If you want to have the passion and the drive of many of the Michelin chefs that we saw on the stage in the last 3 days, it takes commitment. But it's not sometimes what we see on television. It's a lot harder than that, and all of you know that. We need to guide and nurture the young people or the people that want to come into our industry, that it's not all the glamour that sometimes we see. I call it the boring, repetitious jobs. My first job in the kitchen, washing the dishes, 16, and then the first food I was allowed to touch was a 20-kilo bag of beans, and I top and tailed beans. That was my first job. I still top and tail beans at home when I cook. And then we build a legacy of excellence. How do we do that? Together. It's the only way. We honor our heritage. That's why I read those remarks from that book. I'll tell you a little bit later how we got our hands on that book. While shaping a bold, modern culinary future. That, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you to reflect upon until we meet again in 2028, because for me, the collective path forward sits in this room. It's our collective responsibility. Thank you very much. I would like to invite our Managing Director, Radna Fredriksson, I can pronounce his name even though he's from Iceland, to the stage to talk about our World Chef activities, our financial reports. Over to you, Mr. Ragnar. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And good morning to you all. Dear chefs, ladies and gentlemen. Now, over the past 2 years, I'm going to go over the financial statements and highlight some keynotes of the activities. Do I have? Yeah. The financial statements, 2024-2025, and starting with 2024, showed actually a historic record of almost 1,987,000 in income, and a net result of minus 16,000, while in 2025 we had revenues of 1.171 million in income, with a net result of minus 45,000 euros, representing about 5% of revenue. Main reason for the difference we will go through later, but is obviously World Chef Congress, that is entirely on the World Chef budget, represents a boost in revenues and expenses, as would be expected. Let me go just quickly through the figures behind this. On the revenue side, sponsorship, this is 2025 figures, represent 43% of our income. Thereafter, education programs, which is the school recognition program and our certification program that is growing. Seminars and endorsement have been very active over the last 2 years, thanks to you, our members, as well. While national membership is 7% of our revenues. And finally, events, which represent the World Chef Village, where we participate around the world with our partners to engage with our members. Moving quickly on. On the expense side, salaries and retainers represent 44% of our cost, and 50% is taxes and charges that we cannot avoid. 14% is diverse travel cost, 8% is diverse admin cost running the office in Paris, 5% rent, not the cheapest place in the world, but that's okay. 5% promotion events is the other side of the coin when we talk about the World Chef Village. Basically, when we go out and set up the village with our partners to engage with our members, to be present at events such as the ICA, such as the World Cup in Luxembourg, leaves us with a 1% margin, but allows us to be involved. Quickly through the balance sheet, accounts receivables, it is a tiresome task to chase after dues. And you see there in the years between 24, 25, we had 800,000 in overdues, while we reduced that figure in 2025 to 500,000, 500,000 in dues, of course, which has immediate impact on our cash flow, as can be seen on the middle column. Cash position, 500,000 euros at the year end 2025. Just to give you sort of some key financial indicators, what is behind those numbers, the cyclical difference due to the Congress year between 2024, 800,000 euro difference is typically the budget of a Congress. The Global Chef Challenge semifinals in 2025 had an additional cost as we got more involved, specifically in Rimini with the European trophy, and in all regions there was a physical, logistical, and financial support. There is the issue of writing off bad debt. Recognized schools, sponsors, and membership we had to write off, something that also still dragging between since COVID, in fact, and then represent 35,000 euros that was decided in 2025 to write completely off. And then finally increased salary cost in 2025 by 40%. This is an investment in the future. We have a team of 9 people now at the office, and the additional cost is having a full-time person on the education program coordination that we feel is an investment in the future, as this will be our priority in the years to come. There are many new opportunities. We mentioned many times our EU-funded projects, potentially go after other foundations with similar synergies for social projects that can be linked to different United Nations or EU projects, employer engagement through our certification program, a new format for the Global Chef Challenge that has been discussed, that becomes the World Chefs Global Championship, is growing and having a home of its own. And then finally, trusted brand program that is a World Chef label, quality label for food service companies. Just want to highlight some of the work that is being done and what is really behind those figures, and really what is the value and the activities that are driving those figures, allowing us to engage with you, our members, and with your help, bring the World Chef and the chef's jacket across the world. Our 4 pillars, just to remind you, they have not changed. Competitions, the education, Feed the Planet is our social projects, and the networking, which is the glue that binds it all together. which represent the communication, the events such as the Congress, seminars, webinars, and what have you. 30 million impressions in 2025 is a great growth from the year before and a tremendous growth since 2020. With all the content that is being created is for you, the members, through the podcast, our newsletters, our webinars, webcasts, all the digital content on the social media, magazine, etc. Partnership, we cannot do anything through partnership, and we have established some amazing new partnerships. Feed the Planet is now into its 12th year, and with Electrolux Food Foundation as a key partner, but we are growing. Food Choices for Life, European Union-funded project with new partners, universities and business people, associations across Europe and the world, with the the FAO, United Nations arm of agricultural organization, the Youth Forum, which we are partners of now, and finally, we'll be presenting later the World Central Kitchen partnerships with our World Chef Without Borders. As Antti mentioned, are activities that allow us to establish the name and the place of the chef in the communities. Feed the Planet initiatives we've gone through, and we heard Shona yesterday some tremendous impact that is being done there through our sustainability education, the Like a Chef employment program, and the Food Hero Challenge, to name the key activities. Global Culinary certification is growing, and with a new dimension. You all recognize this program, but we have now started with just signing up with employer, bringing more of the big employers into our association, into our network. We are certifying chefs in companies with great groups such as Al Shaya, SATS, the Singapore Airline Catering previously, Emirates Flight Catering, just starting now, kicking off last week. Qatar Airport Catering, we've been certifying chefs, and Catrion, which was previously Saudi Airline. This is a great opportunity for the future. I know many of you work in large catering companies and large hotel chains that employ a great number of chefs. This is a tool to help making skills more visible, motivate staff, and engage with your staff. So I'll be available to answer any questions on this subject and bring as many new members into our organization. Worldchefs recognize schools, just to remind how important that is, the youth, the young people coming from the culinary schools. So working and labelizing, quality assuring culinary schools around the world, certifying chefs when they come out of school as commis chefs. This also can only be done with your help. So we are very grateful for the assistance we've had in many, many countries across the world. We now have 150 schools almost recognized, and it's growing every month. And we are really driving this with our Diogo, who is driving the education, and Andreas Muller, who is the chairman of the education committee. Finally, just to leave you with this slide to have a look, that makes us very proud. Not perfect. Yes, please. Numerous awards and accolades. Magazine, best magazine in the world, in the Non-Profit Association Awards for our social projects such as Like a Chef, Feed the Planet in Global, the Food Hero programs, many more. The Singapore Congress, our Congress in Singapore elected Best Association Event of the Year, and the Global Culinary Certification, a unique program that exists nowhere else in the world. All these are our activities, our wins that makes us very proud and motivated to continue. So thank you very much for your collaboration and for listening. So I would like to invite up Uwe McKeel, our financial vice president of finance, to make a motion to approve the finance that you would have received in the handbook that was sent out through email and WhatsApp.
The motion is to accept the financial statements and grant discharge to the board.
Yeah, the motion says to approve the financial statements 24 and 25 and accept to the board. Can I have a proposal? Alan from UE, and second. Ahmed from Pakistan. And
all those in favour, hold them high. All those in favour of the motion to...
Please put your boards up, all in favour.
Don't be scared. Good. Straightforward. Straightforward, no?
So I ask against. They're finished? No, counting.
Christian, the French are there, behind England.
Yeah, I saw him when they collected some. When they collected some words, I spoke to him. Thank you very much. Against?
No one against? Abstain?
No one. No one.
Thank you. Neil? Confirm? Unanimous? Thank you. Thank you, Ragnar. Thank you, Uwe. Yep. As you saw from the slides, there's a lot happening in the office, and that's where the office is there for you as well. And all those slides were in the deck we sent out. We're a little bit behind time, but that's not going to be a trouble because we will extend if we need to the next session. The next session is one of the most important sessions that we've had so far for me. Hello. Ah, there we go, sorry. Got one in the pocket and one on the top. The next session is extremely important for us as an association. The next session needs focus and concentration. And our bylaw committee, led by John Sloan, who came back upon my request with his team, is here today. They have done an incredible job over the last 12 months. The request from the floor in Congress last year was, in 2024, was to review, align, and as we are a French Association governmental control region, that the lawyers will also need to be involved. John and his team have done that diligently to get us to where we are, and I would like to ask John and his team to join on stage, and John will take over this very, very important part and go through.
Fellow presidents and colleagues, it's great to see you all here. I stood before you in 2016 in Greece, in Thessaloniki in September, and when we had a major review for this topic. But before we get into it a little bit, I'd just like to talk a little bit on it. The office was established in Paris, and as an NGO and we have to work with French law. So interpretation and verbiage on some points can be geographically a little bit sometimes, what does it mean? So as you see with the committee before me here, Thorin from Iceland from Nordic region, Hazel, and with Ray, and myself from Asia/the Pacific region, it gives us a good spectrum of people that can hear your views, understand from your continental directors, and with your associations what your feelings were. It is not an easy document. It's not glamorous. And actually, like in any organization or any company, there's always going to be some fraction that feels, I haven't been heard, or it doesn't work for me. It is always what Andy spoke earlier today, is for the betterment of what is World Chefs as we move forward in a global community. And we're no longer a little chefs association about me. It is about us and what we can do as a global identity that is working with other global identities in our sponsorship programs, which have governance changes constantly, because I'm working for one of them myself. So there's always an evolution. So I ask for your patience, I ask for your understanding, and we'll go through the process today, and I'll talk a little bit about that. We are voting on the Articles of Association, which is the Constitution. This needs to be ratified by you, so this can be lodged properly through the French government with the World Chefs Association lawyers and signed off as an NGO. And it will become effective immediately once you've done the vote. There's no lead-in time. And actually, we're a little bit behind from a legislative side of things in France. So to help Ragnar and the office, I seek your support today as we go through this. And I'd really like to say thank you to my team. There's a lot of many hours, many calls, a lot of discussion, some talking with certain individual members in here. Certain people have reached out to me personally. We do not, and some of you may say, why is the Bylaws Committee not talking to everybody? For us to do our job, we need to be centred. We also need to be keeping some clarity. Otherwise, we're not doing justice to the board that empowered us to help them and help you to make sure we make the right decisions and have the right framework that we can move forward with. So on that note, we'll start a little bit with the presentation. Slide one here. So as I said, we're going to start with the articles. Oh, okay. Just give me a second so I can see. A little bit far from me for my eyes. So this induces a formal session today to adopt Articles of Association at 2026 Congress. Document approval highlights approval of the board that we were discussing for this document to go forward to you, which was done in April. The purpose of the adoption is to establish governance framework ensuring legal compliance and organisational clarity. Member participation is important, so as we know we have a quorum here today, and we'll move to the next slide. Thank you. Purpose of what matters today is the members. Equitable representation, principle of one country, one vote ensures fair and equal representation for all national member societies. Participation rules is there's a clear quorum. Proxy rules facilitate effective participation in meetings and decision-making process. Membership transparency, define membership categories, bring transparency to the membership structure and its roles. Equality and ethics. Strong equality and ethical safeguards promote fairness, integrity throughout the association's operations. Can I go stand here? Is there a microphone? Is there a microphone?
Number one.
Number one, please. Thank you. Better now I can see what's going on. It was a little bit blur. Why change was required? Need for legal clarity, updating governance, and essential to align with the French law of 1901 and clarity of legal responsibilities. Accountability enhancement. Strong accountability mechanisms were required to ensure transparent and responsible decision-making. Protection of voting rights, enhanced protection for a member. Voting rights were introduced to ensure equitable representation, modernisation of government structure. They revised the articles to provide modern structural supporting effective decisions and transparency. Drafting by the committee, the Articles of Association were drafted by a dedicated committee, which was introduced to you just now. Rigorous review and process. This has been through different due diligence and compliance governance best practice ensuring, and also quite a lot of dialogue with the French legal team. Approval and assistance. Define membership categories, bring transparency to membership and structure and roles. Final presentation version of effective leadership, reassuring delegates completed in diligence, which was circulated to everybody over 100 days ago. Equitable representation in principle to one of the countries vote to ensure equal representation for National Society members. Participation rules, clear, quorum, proxy, accepted, which we've gone through the business of starting the meeting today. Membership transparency, define membership categories, bringing transparency to the membership structure and its roles. Equality and ethics, strong equality and ethical safeguards to promote fairness and integrity throughout the association and its operations. Roles and separation, clear distinction between executive committee, board of directors, management ensures defined responsibilities. Decision-making authority, management is non-voting, ensuring elected representation retain decision-making power. Leadership accountability, term limits, removal of process, promote leadership and renewal of accountability. Financial oversight, board-approved budgets, audits, transparency, etc. Purpose of the vote, delegates vote to adopt constitutional framework for long-term stability and longevity. Scope of the vote is not by the chain or chair of amendments, but debating operational health, government principles, adopting articles established, fundamental governance, ensuring organisational coherence, operational procedures, details revolve with the standing rules to prevent complexity during aspiration. We're going to move into a part now that we will ask if anybody would like to have a discussion on anything. How we will form the vote today is that we'll go in blocks of 11, and then we'll start and we'll do a motion to each block, and then we'll take it from there. I think that's it.
You want them up on the board?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can drive this part.
Yeah, I can drive the spot. All presidents had 90 days to review this document. We are going to go article by article, just telling what the article is, and then we will go through the first 11, and then we will call for a motion for a vote and a discussion. Can we change the screen to the laptop, please? Okay. Yes.
There you go.
Excellent. Thank you. John, do you just want to read the article title?
Article 1 is name, form and legal status. So it's really how we form a constitution. Article 2 is purpose and objectives, nature of association. Article 3 was limitations of activities and methods. Article 4 is name, so Worldchefs Association, Worldchefs Office. 5 is registered office, so it tells us where we're registered in France. Duration. Article 7 is membership. Article 8, admission of members. Article 9, termination, suspension and expulsion of membership. Article 10, subscriptions and financial resources. Article 11, accounts and financial reporting.
I'm going to stop there, and then Andy, you have to go for a motion. We'll call for discussion on the first 11.
You ask them if they have a discussion, if they have questions on those 11.
Is there any discussion on the first 11 articles that anybody would like to stand at this time? Voting members would like to stand and discuss any particular articles before we vote? Do we have a microphone?
Number 2.
If the kids will go out, if you bring the microphone around.
Yeah, you are. Gentleman up front. You have 90 seconds.
Good morning to all. I'm speaking on behalf of the Asian region. Article 8, Section 3.2, Associate Member Applications in Represented Countries. So here it says that approved unless accompanied by a formal written recommendation from the relevant Continental Director or the President of the Association. So the concern is that in an active member country where a national membership exists, so it should be the approval, not the approval, recommendation from the National Association as well. 3.2, Article 8.
My apologies.
3.2, association application representing countries where an application for an associate member originates from a country already represented by a national society member, such as application, shall not be approved unless accompanied by a formal written recommendation from either A, a relevant Continental Director, or B, the President of the Association. Final approval of such application shall rest exclusively with the Board of Directors, whose decision shall be made final. That all of its meaning is an interpretation that in certain areas there may be not an association, so they'll go through a Continental Director. At the end of the day, this goes through a review process, which is your board, under President Andy, and usually that dialogue will be the National Association with the Continental Director. Continental Director feels if there's certain issues that will still be discussed at the board. It does not give a caveat that the Continental Director or a National Association has overpowering rights. There has to be a forum of discussion. As we just said in the opening comments today from Andy, you've got 91 countries. We still have another 200. So if we want to be a global association, there'll be some entity sometime that somebody somewhere, maybe through governance, country, etc., they will reach out to a Continental Director. They may not even have an association. It will start as a singular body. Somebody has a vision to take something on. Our job is to give them that opportunity, and that will be decided by the board, not by the bylaws committee, not by any individual, by a group of professional associates that you have empowered to lead the vision of World Chefs.
You have another question?
Explanation about in the standing rules.
There is additional explanation in the standing rules.
Thank you very much for the explanation, but my concern is that, it's very ambiguous to have to say that presidents of association. If you could just say that there is the president of a national association or the president of the Worldchefs Association. So it's either way for interpretation. I think for the future, it could be very difficult. So if I understand totally what you said, the final decision lays on the president of the Worldchefs Association. And the last sentence do say that final approval of such applications shall rest exclusively with the Board of Directors, whose shall decisions will be final and binding. In a legal document, I think it has to be very, very clear. So to my understanding, I in fact did send my concerns as well from the Maldives that if B could be stated as the president of the National Association or whatever what you are, presenting, should it be the presence of the Worldchefs Association? So make it more clear to all the members.
John, we need to make reference to the standing rules, which expands on it, and also the first part of 3.2 states the National Society member, which then is referenced as the president of the association, as we're talking about in 3.2.
And not the president of Worldchefs.
Not the president of Worldchefs, because the National Association member is the title of in 3.2. Along with
Just to hopefully that everybody can take this on board a little bit. You all got sent the standing rules beside this, which in the past was a document of about 30 pages. Now it's close to 100 pages. So this part on the association here is very well descripted and dropped out of many details, which gives you how you as a president or an association can interact with the board or respectively through your Continental director. As I said in my opening remarks, certain verbiage is used here that it can meet the guidelines of how it will be interpreted respectfully from a French point of view legally. The standing rules gives more opportunity that you work with your Continental directors and how if you have a strong feeling on whoever the identity or entity may be, that you can discuss that, and then it still will come back to the board for them to take that to reflect and to come back and give an answer to whoever the identity may be, or through the Continental director. Thank you.
We have another question from a gentleman, I believe, from Pakistan.
Yeah, thank you very much, the chairman. This is Ahmed Shafiq from Pakistan. I'm representing Pakistan as a president. The situation we are talking about, point number 8, it was violated, the constitution was violated in case of Pakistan and few other countries. That an associate member was made without the consent of the National Association. So that happened and happened. But we don't want to continue this. Mainly it happened in Asia. We discussed in previous Asian President forums that please do not get directly into the countries and make associations without the consent of the national associations. It creates some different image about the country, and it creates more political sort of feelings about the countries. So it's needed to be avoided and to take national association on board before doing any associate member in the countries. It happened in few countries. Instead, we can focus on new countries to bring them as a member and avoid having members, associate members within the countries. So I request you to make this point clear. So the authority should remain with the National Association with a written letter, maybe to the President or to the Continental Director, and they can have associate member, not without the permission of National Associations. Otherwise, there's no use of the voting rights and the associations. Thank you.
Once again, reference the standing rules.
As I just said a bit earlier, I think if you take time to read the standing rules, where it's very broken out, you'll find that to define and answer your questions. This is not a document that we're asking and saying, this is it, black and white. We have to have a constitutional articles of association to be registered so we can function, one for financial reporting, tax, and everything else. So this topic of association membership, if you reference to the standing rules, which was also sent out when this document was sent out, is quite explicit. And there's quite nearly two and a half pages talking on different innuendos of how it can be perceived. Geographically, there will be times when some of you will feel it doesn't quite fit with you. So, unfortunately, we have to get our organisation registered. I do ask you to refer back to the standing rules. That will help you. You do have a conduit through the standing rules so then to engage with your Continental Director and you can ask questions. Thank you.
One more over there.
Thank you very much, and I respect your answers as well. But could one of you, the members, could you kindly please explain number B, the President of Association, what does that mean?
So what is your recommendation?
I do not understand what it is, whether it's the President of Worldchefs Association or the National Association.
It is, as you can see above, it is the President of the National Association.
Well, it's just, it's very ambiguous when it's not said, so do we totally take
the National
it as,
Society member. And once again, it's the President of the National Society, not the President of World Chefs.
okay, in that case, in future, nobody else will be interpreting it in the wrong way?
No, because it is in the standing rules. Is there any more discussion on this particular topic? Is there any other discussion on any particular articles from 1 through 11? Mr. President, I ask you call for a motion or a call for a vote.
I require someone from the floor to make a motion to accept the first article block from 1 to 11 from the United Arab Emirates. Make the motion, please, Mr. President.
Andy, I make the motion that we accept the first 11 articles for the World Chefs.
Do we have a second? USA is second. And in this round, we need a third. Another second. Switzerland. Thank you. Alain? Done.
If you are voting yes, please, for the first 11 articles, raise your paddle. Now we're going to go to Article 12 to 23, or whatever it is. Please place your paddles down.
Place your paddle down, sir. You're on your phone. Thank you, Ben. Nudge the man next to you. Those against?
Any abstentions?
Thank you, Stuart. Abstain? Thank you.
We'll move forward now with the next 11. Thank you. Starting with number 11 on our fiscal year, our fiscal period.
12.
Then we move on to 13, sorry, administration and funds. And then we're on to 14, contribution and donations. And then we're on 15, executive committee composition election. We're on to 16, executive committee powers and functions. Then on 17, president. '18 is vice president. 19 is assistant vice president and treasurer.
A and B. It's the same.
Indeed, yeah.
General Secretary.
Hmm.
20.
And 20 is on Managing Director.
I'll go to 22.
Mhm. And 21, we're Continental Directors. And then number 22, immediate past president. At this time, it's just like last time, does anybody have any questions? Feel free to raise. Thank you.
As there's no discussion,
No discussion.
as there's no discussion, we'll go straight into voting. Neil, if you're ready.
Please raise your paddles for
Wait.
yes.
We need to call for a motion.
No, we call for a motion the first.
That's enough? Okay, sir.
Please raise your paddles for yes for approving the second 11 Articles of Association. Good. Please put your paddles down.
We need to ask for against, right?
Yeah. Well, wait until you get the count. Yeah, so you ask.
Any opposed? Against the motion?
Any abstentions?
Abstain? Thank you, Presidents. Thank you, Alan. Neil?
And now we will move on to the last 11.
You
Honorary, yeah.
lost it.
Honorary Life President.
Yeah. Okay, starting now with 23, Honorary Life President. Uh, 24, Board of Directors composition. 25, functioning of the Board of Directors. 26, powers of Board of Directors. 27, designated committees. 28, distinguished awards and recognition. 29, general meetings and common provisions. 30 is ordinary general meeting. 31, extraordinary general meetings. 32, dissolution. 33, standing rules.
That's it. So at this time, we ask for a discussion on the last 11 articles of association. If you have any questions, please raise your paddle.
As there's no discussion, I would like voting members to raise their paddle for the approval of the last 11. Raise them high. I know your arms are getting tired, but this is the last one for the moment.
Please place your paddles down.
Those against? I see one paddle down. Those against? Abstain? Neil?
All good. So, Neil, all three sets have majority, 50% plus one?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your focus, your concentration, and your dedication to the Articles of Association. As John said, these are the Articles of Association in line with French law. That's how we will refer to them. One rule for all. Not one rule for one lot and one rule for the other. One rule for all. These are our constitutional Articles of Association and our responsibility to honour and respect. Please read them every night before you go to bed.
Homework.
But I would first really like to thank John, Hazel, Dori, and Ray, and a special note to Ray, who did all the tippy-tappy. And we were always having meetings when it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and Ray was trying to get to sleep or rocking a child to sleep. But the focus that we have on these articles was intense, and it's not an easy task. And I just wish for the future that these remain for many, many years to come. And please remember, there is another 133-page document called the Standing Rules that you can read on the next day, but that also will have, as we populate them more, hyperlinks to, like in your companies or your hotels or wherever you work, links to our daily tasks and how we do things daily. John?
Thank you to my team. I also like to acknowledge that Dom Griveridis from Canada is not here with us. He could not travel. He was on the team with us handling these things. I'd also like to take a special mention to a gentleman that is sitting in the forum here today, Mr. Cottrell. He was me on the last time we did a huge bylaws review. His counsel was very helpful. I was always been in the back of my mind while we were debating certain things here. His voice quietly is there. Think about this and think about that. And I think, you know, this whole involvement of where we come to this committee is seeking counsel and also past presidents, etc., because there's a synergy of what is going on. But we all need to, as much as us working in corporate organizations and our own businesses, there's always change. Government makes change, tax makes change, different things make change. So this, for your ratification today, is a very big step forward for World Chefs, and I hope that with your Continental directors, you take time to read it. The standing rules has been very much expanded. That sits with this Continental directors and the board. So please, you have an avenue that you can work through your CDs to ask questions. And of course, as national presidents, you can write directly. And we look forward to seeing you at next Congress. Thank you very much for your participation.
Take your lanyard off, mate. We'll have we're just going to line up for a quick photo, please. We'll have an open mic floor after break. Yep, thank you. Can we get a photograph? It's the only time I can tell Mr. President what to do, you know what I mean? So, another round of applause. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of thankless work. Just quickly, we're doing well on time, so congratulations to all of you for that. There will be, I know there was a question, there will be open mic after with the President. So if you have any questions, you can keep those questions, and then we'll get to that later in the program. We are doing coffee break in the competition area, so please go down and support our young chefs, and the coffee is in the competition area. I do need the honorary life member candidates. I need to see them up front here before you go to coffee, please. We have some housekeeping to do with you, and also the honorary committee. If you can also come down here so we can do some housekeeping with you. Any honorary members, just know that later in the program, we're going to have you all on stage, so make sure you're not on the triple deck up there. All right? Enjoy your coffee, everyone.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, did you want to say something?
No, all good.
Oh, shit. Okay. Actually, because you guys were so good, you get 40 minutes.
Sorry, can I just take these?
Just very quickly, a gentleman in the back row, like fifth in, still sitting down, he's standing up now.
So that's 11:20, 11:20, 11:20, y'all back, 11:20, 11:20.
Oh, we can't redo it.
No, we're not redoing it.
Okay, no problem.
I'm very strict.
Yep, no problem at all.
Welcome back. We have some fun updates coming your way, and some folks that are doing an awful lot of work for us all around the world. I'd like to invite up to the podium Vanessa Marquis, the International Chefs Day Chairman. Give her a big round of applause, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I want to be able to introduce you to a global chef of Nestlé Professional, Chef Paul Corel. I'm excited to start this new partnership with him to move forward with our International Chefs Day. And I believe this is my clicker here. All right, International Chefs Day. Raise of hands, I always do this. How many people have participated in International Chefs Day? Fabulous, I like to see that. I want the other half now, hopefully this year and moving forward to help out with that. All right, so just a quick update we're gonna do today. We have a few items we're gonna go over, who we are in our mission, our 2024 accomplishments, and 20th anniversary when we were in Singapore, 2025 as well for a record-breaking year, our powerful partnership with Nestlé Professional, and actually, you know, how are we affecting the world and the real impact. Preparing children for a healthy life. You've seen a whole lot under my photo or online or on our website. And then we will dive deep into looking ahead for 2026 and beyond for our new strategic focus. All right. Okay, I don't have my little, oh, I like to walk around, so I feel restricted here at the podium. All right, awesome. Okay, so as we all know, I was really grateful to see that we honored and acknowledged the birthday today of the late chef, Dr. Bill Gallagher. It started back in 2004. Actually, it started, as I mentioned, a couple years ago in 2002. He had a vision about mentoring our young chefs. And mentoring our young chefs, he decided, you know what, let's give it a shot at one of our congresses and expos. And in 2002 in Japan, they gave it a shot, and it was a huge, huge hit. So 2004 is when we rolled out the whole International Chefs Day and mentoring our young chefs, and it's gonna come full circle in just a bit. Our mission, as always, we want to be able to share our noble profession with the world and the youth and our young chefs. And our global platform is obviously to inspire our next generation. All right, so just some quick recaps. In Singapore, we were able to kick off Singapore Congress with an awesome event at Nestlé Professional. And as you can see, our numbers are growing, and I'm very excited to see that. Looking at these numbers, you can just read them. It's awesome. And another highlight is Pakistan. Every single year, hats off to you. Always have a really huge event to acknowledge International Chefs Day. So thank you very much. But to all of you here who have participated, all you chefs, all you young chefs and partners, thank you so very much for assisting us in International Chefs Day. Okay, another record-breaking impact. Our numbers are going up. As you can see here, it's super exciting. Over 361 events in 80+ countries. You know, how do we monitor it, right? Well, it's a lot of digging deep in social media. If you haven't reached out to me or if you haven't done hashtags, then we don't know about your event. So please share with the world. I hear from a lot of people that it's like you post too much. Well, I hope we're lighting a little fire up your tush. That's why we're posting it, because we hope it inspires others to do what others are doing with World Chefs. Okay. All right, big important piece is our relationship with Nestlé Professional and all they have done with us, for us, and beside us. So partnering them with back in 2014 has been a great bridge between World Chefs and Nestlé, and all the fun toolkits, all the fun themes, all of that is supported by Nestlé Professional. So please give a round of applause for our partner, Nestlé Professional. So without them, we wouldn't be able to enable all of our chefs and World Chefs and beyond to assist us in sharing our profession. So thank you. And with that note, go to the next page.
Next slide.
Yes, sorry. Another quick recap, the impact that we've had in just 2 years. Over 300,000 children have been reached which I think is huge. We did have a bit of a slow start, but more and more chefs are participating, and ultimately I feel it's because we're not just narrowing it down to October 20th, we are actually doing it through the month of October. We all live busy lives, and it is a moment for you to take a moment with your child, the kids in the neighborhood, family members, students, whatever it may be, but it's gonna be on your time. But just share it through the month of October, and we will just always acknowledge it as part of International Chef's Day. So through sustainability, we like using seasonal ingredients and sharing all of this with children. I think it's important to also, with children that are a bit underprivileged than others, to be able to learn what it's like to get their hands dirty in the soil and do gardens with them. If they live in the inner cities, they don't have that opportunity. So thanks to you, children are able to do that. Next slide. All right, so now I would love to pass it over to Chef Pohl in regards to where we're going moving forward on our focus. Thank you.
All right, first of all, I want to thank all of you who's participated over the last 10 years plus in making International Chef's Day a truly remarkable event, engaging with kids, with your teams, with colleagues, partners to make this all happen. We cannot reach everybody without you guys, so thank you so much for your commitment and your support. So, as we've been part of World Chefs for many years, a lot of it is together with the young chefs, looking at the younger generations. Kids, they grow up. Companies grow up. We move forward. And to pivot the big idea for this campaign, we move now to look into the age group 15 to 25, 30, inspiring them to eat healthier, make really good nutritious choices, show them how the hero ingredients is also relevant for them, how protein, which is important for the young people who do a lot of exercise, want to have protein, is important. We've created this toolkit where we focus on these ingredients and how they can cook with them, and you guys to activate potential future colleagues of ours into our industry. So really moving into that direction. So these are just some of the visuals that you'll be receiving as part of the toolkit to activate on International Chef's Day, focusing on, next slide, maybe I can just do this. So taking the hero ingredients, making them something that is accessible everywhere, teaching them how to cook with it, inspiring them on nutritious eating. One thing that surprised me when I got this slide, that actually protein in oats is super, super high. I normally eat that for fibers, but protein is massive. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. This is a way of inspiring young people to be more healthy, energized throughout the day. So just a small tip. We will come with hints, tips, ideas on how to activate this. It's really about eating healthy, eating sustainable for all the younger generations. Coming back to what we talked about yesterday, it's not complicated. It's actually quite easy if you follow simple steps and remember the balance of plate. So veggies, carbs, starches, and proteins needs to be balanced. And I'm pretty sure that reminding this to this target audience is a great benefit for their health, for their nutrition, and for their future lives on making big impacts on that. Vanessa, I also want to thank you for coordinating this, bringing all this together, and pulling this together with the whole community. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Lastly, I just want to have all of if you're in the room, International Chef's Day committee members, please rise. Give them a round of applause. They are our ambassadors around the world to be able to connect with you. If you recognize them that are standing, say hello, reach out to them. If they're in your neighborhood or close to your proximity, invite them to your event and to assist you. They have a lot of great ideas, tips, feedback, and how to make your workshop or event run very smoothly. Thank you again, everyone, and let's enjoy the rest of the day.
Congratulations, yeah, well done, thank you, thank you. So, moving right along, again, these folks, as you all know, how much work that goes into all of this, and I don't think any of us are doing it for the paycheck. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I don't think, but yeah, there's so many hours and so many late nights and Zoom calls and all that. So these committees are really amazing. Next up, I'd like to ask Dr. Rick Stephen, Competition Culinary Committee Chairman. Please, will you join me on stage?
Have fun. Give me the microphone.
Number two.
Good morning, everybody. Just want to give you a bit of an update from the Culinary Committee. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody, all the presidents who got all the teams here for the Global Chef, for all the different sections there, and we have some updates for you. So I'm just going to go on with this pretty quickly, guys. So there's our current committee, which you can all see there. If you don't know the current committee, it's all the guys and Anne, and obviously we're always trying to recruit more ladies, but that's the way it is. We also had one of Andy's projects when we took over was what we call shadow members, young people. So we actually brought Peter in from South Africa as a young, what we call shadow member as they train through. And since then, through the Continental directors, we've actually recruited Gianluca from Italy, Giancarlo from Canada, and Jake from South Korea. Also, what we have is people who are experts in their own field. Like Milan's expert in vegetable carving, so we have him as our advisor, Connie with the military, and Kaki with community catering. So I'm sure you know most of these people, guys. So the total revenue for the competitions and seminars that we've been having since the last Congress, it's been about 140,000 euros. And this is made up on people making applications for seminars, or making applications for the competitions. Now we super encourage everybody to have a World Chef competition in their country. I always ask people, why do you want to be a judge if you don't host a World Chef competition in your own country? So that's something there, I'll just leave those numbers for you to look at. So over the last 18 months, these are the things that we've shared with the Continental directors who've been sending out to you, to your national association, and most of the Continental directors have copied me in on that, but how to apply for a seminar, the new update process on competition endorsements, the updated rules and regulations, mainly with the individual competitions, the amount of the qualifying judges that you need per level of the competitions, the kitchen requirements so that we have a good standard of kitchen, the new judging point systems, we've updated everybody, changing what is permitted to be brought into the competitions, and then the rules on the molds and stencils, and a new one that we're introducing, but it's not here yet, which I'm going to touch on, the country domestic judge, which will be our gateway to becoming a judge. So, I'm not going to read everything, though. I'll tell you about the gateway, the country domestic. Some parts of the world, it's very difficult, and I'm going to use my friends from Fiji, although they're here, for them to go to seminars or to host a seminar. So they all want to be judges. Everybody wants to be a judge. So we're going to introduce this new country domestic where they will take like an exam, they'll do a seminar online, they'll take like an exam online where the results will be done straight away, and that will permit them to judge just in their own country, And if they step out of their country, they'll be a rookie judge. So this one here is what we're talking about a little bit there. And so it's going to be one of our core pillars. We have a situation where we have a lot of countries or a lot of people saying, we have so many seminars and everybody wants to be a judge. They go to the seminar and they think they're a judge. That's not the case. We keep telling everybody that's one of the steps to being a judge, that you understand the rules and all the procedures that go on with it. So this one here, by the end of the year, we hope to roll this out, that everybody will need to do this core structure to become a judge or to go to the next step. And so basically there it is. We'd have like the country domestic, then you'd go up to, we have the regional, we have continental, and then we have the international judges, guys. And everybody always asks me, can I be an international judge? Can I be an international judge? And I will say to them, have you represented your country in an international competition? Have you won a gold medal? Have you won a silver medal at those competitions? I asked you. The applications are on our webpage. Please read that. It's not me making the decision. The way the process works is you send your application in, and we have a subcommittee that looks at that. And the subcommittee will send it off to Asia, and Tony Koo's there, and Tony will contact the people to make sure, because we do not know everybody, okay? In the UK here, they'll send it off to Lee, and he will get the application. He will contact the presidents and all that as we move on, guys. Okay, so this is just to go over that. I just want to talk about the Global Chef now. The Global Chef, to be really clear for everybody, the Global Chef is the only competition that World Chefs own. The ICA, the World Cup, we do not own those. We give advice and stuff like that, but we do not control those events. People keep saying to me, oh, you should do this, you should do this. It's not run by World Chefs. We only run the global competitions, guys. So, I'll just click over here. Last year, the board made a decision that we're removing the competition away from the Congress, because that gives us more focus on the Congress, and then for those going to the competition later on, give us focus on the competition. And the idea was that we'd put it in the odd year. Instead of being the same year as the World Cup or the ICA or the same year as the Congress, we'd put it in the odd year. So the next one would be in 2027, 2029, and 2031. Okay, so throughout World Chefs, we sent out requesting invitations for people if they'd like to participate in this. And what the idea of it was to have it for 6 years or 3 finals in the one city. We all know that the World Cup is going to be in Luxembourg, so we can plan for that. We all know that the Olympics is going to be in Stuttgart, so we can plan for that. Now we all know that the Global Chef is going to be in Shanghai for the next 6 years, or the next 3 finals. So when we sent it out, the board sent it out, or the office sent it out to everybody. We had one come in from Informa. We had a second one come in from Manila, but unfortunately they only wanted to host it once, but it was fantastic that they at least make an application for it. So then we went through the whole process, guys. Now what we're planning to do, we want to make this like the World Championships. We're going to add more categories. With the 4 that we have already, now we're going to have heritage cuisine. The heritage cuisine will then be determined through the Continental Director and the Heritage Committee. They will look for the teams, and they have to cook classical food. Classical heritage food, no fusion food whatsoever. Then we're going to have the bakers. We're going to have the bakers competition. We have a lot of competitions like that. The big one was just in Singapore recently. We will have that. We're introducing the Green Chef. We stole this from the Nordic countries who have been running the Green Chef for a long time. It'll be very similar to the vegan, but it'll be lacto-ovo, so you can use your eggs and your dairy. Then we're going to have, we've heard people talking before about the butchery. They buy everything already made. We're going to have a butcher competition where they'll be given certain amounts of beef and have to make things from it, like a sausage, like a kebab, like a schnitzel, something like this, guys. And then they have to cook at least one of those items in the competition. But the big one we're looking at is the RQCE. World Chefs Recognized Colleges. We're going to have a competition for those, for the World Chef Recognized Colleges around. So the Education Committee are now reaching out to all the colleges if they would like to participate. And again, once we have a list, we will go through the Continental Director. We have 4 in your region, we have 3, and we'll talk to the Continental Director, who shall we select? We want to have 1 from each region of World Chefs to come through that. And this one here, it'll be very exciting because Andy's team's been promoting about young chefs all the time. Let's promote the young chefs, let the young chefs grow. So this one here, we're going to do it in 2 parts. In the morning, they'll do skills tests where they get, well, I'll tell you exactly, they're going to bone a chicken out and make a galantine, a ballantine, or a terrine. So that's one thing they're going to do. Then they're going to fillet a fish. And in the afternoon when they do the cooking, they must use that fish. They must use the turned potatoes or the turned carrots or something. So that'll be what they will be doing for this part. So this will be on with what we currently have, guys. Andy held a talk with Andy last month. And during the talk with Andy, we did it for every region. All the PowerPoints were there. But if anybody didn't receive it or weren't unable to attend it, more than happy to share with you guys. Okay? Moving on to 2029. 2027 is going to be a challenge because of the time frame. But 2029, we then want to add to it. We want to bring in some carving. We maybe want to bring in some kitchen artists. We may want to bring in like a garde-manger to keep our profession growing all the time. You know, you talk about heritage cuisine, but we've got to remember all about how we actually learn. We've got to keep working from the back. So, speaking to all the Continental directors, for the first one for 2027, they're pushing to have the semi-finals for the 4 categories we currently have, and the other categories, they may be by invitation or ask you to join in. So your CDs will be in contact with you guys. What we say, the door of opportunity is there. You just need to step through the door. We need to step through. We talk about growing this event, so this is what we need to do. I'd like to invite up Jills, and I'd like to invite up Rudy, and I'd like to invite Carlo up, please. Just here. Thank you, guys. One of the platforms that we stood for when we went for Team Andy was about succession planning. It was about succession planning. And so between Rudy, Jills, and myself, nearly 70 years added up working through it for the Culinary Committee in various stages. So I just wish that you'd give these guys a round of applause for all the great work that they've done. And I know if I allow Jills to give you a debriefing now, we'll still be here till tonight, because he wants to be so thorough, okay? And then the next part of it in the succession planning is for me to stand down, okay? So I'm going to stand down as the chairman of the Culinary Committee, but the 3 of us are still going to stay on as mentors, or mentalists, I'm not sure, but we're going to stay on as the mentors, all right? So whoop. They didn't put it in, sorry. I would like to introduce to you Carlo. I think everyone knows Carlo. So Carlo is going to be taking over as the chairman of the Culinary Committee after this Congress. And obviously we're going to be there to support him wherever we can, and he'll be reaching out to everybody. But he's really up to speed with everything because I copy him virtually in on everything. Did you want to say any word? Just a little one.
A little one, very short. So I really would like to thank you all, the presidents, competitors, and all people involved in what we are doing to share our passion, what we are doing on our skills to share it, and that our profession moves forward. I would like also to thank for the trust from everybody to leave me the opportunity after all these years also already in the CCC, but still I hope I will be on the height to do it. And I count on everybody also to assist me on what they could do for as mentor. And I assure I will do my best and put the necessary energy to be on the height, what all the people around the world expect from me. And so thank you very much for all the support and even from everybody to do this. Thank you very much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our presentation. Unless there are any quick questions from the floor, or you can grab us outside. No problems at all. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Oh, hell, I'm just going to give this to you. Because I know you don't have any of these. Moving right along. Great job by all. And I tell you what, the competition has been so well received, and everybody seems happy down there. And I have some friends that were dining, and then last night particularly, they said the food was amazing. So good on y'all. Next up, a lot of hard work, and you've all pretty much aware of it. I'm pretty sure you're aware of it. And Wilmot Long was one of the first gentlemen and first chefs to really put this program on the map. It's World Chef Without Borders. Wilmot Long, if you can come up, the chairman, and also Arnie Arnoldson, please come on up. Give him a big round of applause. Clicker here. Yep. Next. Okay.
Together. Good morning, everyone. I'm once again speaking on behalf of Worldchefs Without Borders. But before I begin my short presentation, also with Arnie presentation, I would like to share a video clip with you. Please enjoy the video. Do we have the video? No, I think, do we have the video of the WFP? No? No video? Yes, I think I request. No? Okay, it's okay. Actually, I'm actually supposed to play you guys a video from World Food Program. It's about the humanitarian effort. But it's okay, since we don't have the video, I think this, later Arnie will actually present the entire presentation for you. Just for a short introduction on myself now, I have additional position now. As the Goodwill Ambassador for United Nations World Food Program, I feel it's my duty to actually explain to all the chefs that always remember, we always complain about our life, but sometimes in other part of the world, we do have choices, but they do not have choices. So don't complain. And for the past 12 years, I have attended 6 Congress. I stood on this stage on behalf of Without Borders. I think it's time for me to pass on this passionate role to a great person, a friend of mine. Arnie, come over here. Thank you. Before I officially hand over the role to the new chairman, which is Arnie, I want to personally thank all the National Association for their support for the past 13 years, especially the Italian Federation of Chefs. Thank you so much. The American Culinary Federation, ACF, Singapore Chef Association, and China Cuisine Association. These 4 associations supported myself and Worldchefs Without Borders the most. Worldchefs Without Borders does not offer certifications, medals, or any title to every participating chef. The only thing Worldchefs Without Borders can offer to you is the opportunity to make a difference for others in need. Please continue to support the newly appointed chairman of Worldchefs Without Borders. And before I proceed, official handover the position to Arnie, can I invite President Andy on stage, please? According to the bylaw, the chairman is appointed by the president, not by me, so you have to appoint Arnie officially.
Thank you, Wilmot. Thank you, Arnie. The president appoints, but the president needs guidance. So when I asked Wilmot to stay on, because he didn't want to stay on, and then I asked him, please stay on, because we need a strong succession plan, he accepted. Like all the other committees, I requested some people to stay on and then to find their team. I'm very proud that Wilmot has seen in Arnie what we saw in himself, in Wilmot, when he was appointed as the first chairman of the World Chefs Without Borders. Arnie, I'd like to appoint you as the new chairman, and at the same time, we give a huge round of applause to Wilmot for all the work he has done, and I'm sure he'll continue to do.
Once again, thank you so much for the support being given to me, myself, and Worldchefs Without Borders, and also to the past president, past Worldchefs Without Borders member like Ray. And finally, I'm done. Arnie, the stage is all yours. Enjoy the ride.
Yes. First of all, I want to bring the committee members of Worldchefs Without Borders who are here now. Please join us on stage. We have a few of them, so please come on. Give them a, applause, please. Come. Thank you. Thank you. President Andy, Worldchefs Board, all my friends around the world, thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve Worldchefs Without Borders as a chairman. It's a deep honor for me to take this position from my good, amazing friend, Wilmot. I will go through some of the social responsibilities our committee members and other chefs around the world have done. I'm sure there are many more activities you all have done, big and small, and I ask you, please send us reports about it so we can show it to the world. Here we have our committee from 24. They are here from 24 to 28. Where, some of them are active, some of them are, not so active, but we will see. We hope to get them more active. March 2025, a big earthquake hit Myanmar. Worldchefs Without Borders worked closely with the Myanmar Chef Association. We raised over 120,000 euro from global donations. The Myanmar Chef Association did amazing work on site with our good friend Oliver and his Myanmar Chef Association. He's a former committee member of Worldchefs Without Borders, but I think we can call him a lifelong member of Worldchefs Without Borders. Worldchefs Without Borders would like to thank especially China Cuisine Association. They raised over 40,000 euro for the China doctor volunteers. Very nice. You probably all know Oliver. What do you say? Top on the right. He's a great man, doing a lot of charities in Myanmar. There were many chefs and Chefs Association who helped out. So this is a list of the donation, but you don't have to read it. Everybody did a great job. Next, we had a big donation in Philippines. We raised 18,000 euro to support the disaster relief, and LTB, Philippine Chefs Association, did amazing work there as well. Over the last 2 years, our committee members and others have sent reports about their chef's social responsibility. Totally, we have over 20 reports from events they have put up and done in their country, small and large. I'm sure there have been many more all over the world. On our first slides, we have events from Indonesia, South Africa, and Australia. We also have events from Cyprus, Iceland, and United States. Indonesia, very busy with events. Norway, thank you very much. Iceland, Mauritius, and United States again. Cyprus, thank you. People are busy there, so everyone is busy. Italy, Singapore again, and Cyprus. And Serbia, thank you. If your association have done or are doing chef social responsibility, please give us the information about it so we can showcase it to the world and tell everybody about it. It's very necessary for us to tell people so they can understand that chefs do a lot more than cooking. One of the chefs in Denmark, he has raised over 120,000 euros in 4 events. He does it for children with cancer in his own home country. It's not all about doing it and sending money to Worldchefs Without Borders. We do it in our country, or our neighborhood, or in our community. We can help out all over. Your chef association, or you as a member of our association and a World Chefs member, you can do a CSR in your country. Worldchefs Without Borders will and can help posting the information on the world, to the world. We are in this together, and we have to help each other. We are always planning something. We will let you soon what will happen, but hopefully we will arrange some event you all can participate in, somewhere in the world. Thank you for all the support, and let's give the committee members, and especially Wilmette Leong, a good standing applause for what they are doing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just wait.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, this is their part for me, but next on stage, we will have Laura. She will tell us a little bit about the World Central Kitchen and the partnership between World Chefs and World Central Kitchen, sorry. Thank you very much. Laura.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. I am so honored to be here today with all of you, masters of your craft from around the world and master mentors too. I'm crashing your party in my fake white coat because over the past couple of months, we've been forming an exciting new partnership with Worldchefs that will position chefs like you to play a powerful role in disaster response worldwide. Natural disasters and humanitarian crises are happening with greater frequency and severity. So we need you, not someday, now. As Arnie said, we're all in this together. Chefs are uniquely qualified for this work. You are some of the most trusted and connected people in your communities, and you have been since the beginning of time. You're also pretty good in chaos because you deal with that every day in your kitchens, and you're typically the first to raise your hands to help when the help is needed. Raise your hand if in your own community you have stepped up during the pandemic or another time where your community needed you. And it's everyone behind me for sure. Okay. Yep, exactly, fantastic. So by combining Worldchefs' global reach with World Central Kitchen's proven disaster response model, this new partnership will turn culinary leadership into life-saving action. I'd love to provide some brief background on World Central Kitchen, the Chef Corps program, and how this partnership will work. World Central Kitchen is a nonprofit organization that is first to the front lines, providing hot, nourishing meals to people impacted by humanitarian crises and natural disasters. The two most important things to us are speed, so getting those first meals out as quickly as possible. We don't want to wait a couple of days for meetings. We want to start feeding people immediately. And the second, that we're locally led, and the meals we're serving are culturally appropriate. We were founded in 2010 when Chef Jose Andres from Spain went to Haiti after a devastating earthquake. He took a tour of the island and wanted to understand what disaster feeding looked like. And what he found was some room for improvement if we truly want to nourish people in these difficult moments. So he had this light bulb moment that his entire profession of chefs and cooks should be the ones to lead the way. So far, we have served more than 600 million meals around the world. Thanks. Thank you. There are two main ways that we provide these meals after emergencies. The first is by finding or building a kitchen where we do most of the cooking ourselves. And when I say ourselves, I mean a small staff team, and then we hire locals from the local community, from hotels that can't operate, from restaurants that are shut down. So it really becomes a locally led kitchen where we're sourcing all our ingredients locally. Other times, World Central Kitchen partners with restaurants, food trucks, and caterers, and basically pays them for the meals they make for their neighbors in need. To reiterate, the two most important things to us are speed and being locally led, and that's where the Chef Corps program comes in. I joined World Central Kitchen 4 years ago to start a program that proactively builds relationships so that we can move even faster. The Chef Corps is now a global network of almost 600 prominent culinary leaders around the world who are on standby to help us get cooking as quickly as possible. We look for the true culinary mayors of their cities and towns, people who have the reach and trusted reputation to make an immediate impact. The main role of Chef Corps members is to be our first call if we're responding to an emergency in their home region. Whether we need connections to the local culinary school to get volunteers, where the hell is the propane in this town, who are your favorite farmers that we can source vegetables from, and cultural advice like where the most vulnerable populations live so that we can feed them first. Chef Corps members can get even more involved in our responses, either by volunteering in our kitchens or by having their business serve as a restaurant partner. The last category of support is ambassador work. So our Chef Corps members tell their circles of friends and family who we are and what we do to help us build recognition and trust around the world. It's working so far, I'm pleased to say, but we need to expand, and that's where World Chefs comes in. World Central Kitchen is honored to partner and support the great work that World Chefs and World Chefs Without Borders is already doing. There's so much to respond to today that no one organization can do it alone. That's why we're joining forces. World Chefs is generously willing to help World Central Kitchen recruit Chef Corps members in regions where we're looking to grow our network. The organization's long history, global reach, and reputation as a leader in this space are so extremely valuable. So how will this work? So professionals affiliated with World Chefs National Chef Associations will be nominated to join World Central Kitchen's Chef Corps by chapter leadership based on our typical criteria, going back to those culinary mayors I talked about. From there, we will follow our typical onboarding process, and World Chefs Without Borders and World Central Kitchen chefs will be together and receive the same opportunities around the world. Advantages to joining us include earning recognition as a leader trusted to support communities in crisis, turning your culinary skills into immediate, tangible impact for people in need, getting firsthand insight to humanitarian response work, adaptable to restaurant, catering, and community work, and so much more. In closing, I hope that you go home inspired. I know you will. Go home hungry, but not for food. For impact. Thank you, sorry. We want you to be a part of something bigger than any single plate, any single restaurant, or even any country. So we hope that you will join us. You can learn more about World Central Kitchen at wck.org. Please find me during lunch if you'd like to chat. I have a one-pager prepared about this program. But again, huge thanks for letting me spend these 5 days with you. I'm having a blast. I've met so many wonderful people, and I'm so grateful that our two organizations are shaking hands at this critical moment. Thank you.
Middle for a photo, please.
Everyone?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Everyone?
All of you?
One of us?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, of course.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. President, if you can stay. Thank you so much, and that's really awesome work. That's happening all around the world, and it's a lot of work, so we're so much proud of that. Next is our most prestigious honor that we do, the most prestigious medal that we give away, and it's the Honorary Life Membership. And I would like to invite to the podium Alan Palmer, please. Alan Palmer.
Good morning, but I think it's good afternoon in Newport. But it's my pleasure to be the chairman and honored to be the chairman of this very prestigious committee. First of all, though, I would like to invite on my committee members. We are three: Brian, Britt, and Domenico. Kindly join me. I think President Andy is here. Then we have actually 86 living honorary life members. 86, huh? We have a few of them here. So can I please invite you up, please? Join us. I'll put that later. I want to count. So out of 86, how do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 25 out of 86. Okay. Right. Okay. Let me make a few opening remarks. So, as you all know, today we are pleased to announce that we will be awarding this prestigious title to Worldchefs honorary members to 6 nominees today. At present, as I just mentioned, we have 86 living members. So the new honorary life members have all been filling in this application form. We have a very stringent application requirements, and this process has been monitored and vetted by the HLM committee. After vetting, we then forward this to President Andy and his World Chefs to give their final approval. The World Chefs honorary member is given only to persons that have been part of a highly valuable and professional part of World Chefs' work on an international or national level during the past years. I would like to thank the members of the HLM committee for their diligence in managing this process. I would particularly like to mention John Clancy. I think many of us know John Clancy, who unfortunately is unable to be with us today. Also Sandra from World Chefs Office, who has been given invaluable support. Now let's bring up those 6 new honorary life members. First, I would like to call up Vanessa Marquez. She actually is the 7th woman, only 7 so far, okay? A highly qualified executive chef and entrepreneur who has shown great enthusiasm and dedication in growing the awareness as chair of the World Chefs International Day Chefs Committee since its inception, as we saw previously in a presentation. So, can Thomas Macrini, can you also stand by? Where's Thomas? Can you kindly come forward? You will see. Thomas, here comes Thomas, okay. So Thomas is a certified master chef with over 50 years dedicated service to the industry, served as past president and chair of the American Culinary Federation, continuously involved in culinary education and supports World Chefs activities. Can Eric stand by? Eric Gravica? Is Eric here? Here we go. Plays an active role in promoting the visibility of World Chefs in Croatia, attended many World Chefs congresses and competitions in the European region, conducted many workshops for young chefs. Eric Gravica. I would now like to call up Perry Yuen. Perry, please come forward. Perry Yuen, instrumental in setting up the Hong Kong International Culinary Classic over 25 years ago, past president of the Hong Kong Chefs Association, member of the National Culinary Team, and advisor to the World Chefs Young Chefs. Perry Yuen. Okay, someone who we all know, I'm very sure, after these 4 days, Arvin Watkins. Hey! Professional chef in the armed forces, awarded the OBE for promoting education and training in Wales. For the last 10 years, dedicated to World Chefs events in the region, leading up to, of course, this fantastic World Chefs Congress here in Newport. Arvind. You dressed me up for the picture, huh? You have a hat? And last but by no means is Tony Koo. Tony Koo from Singapore. How are you, Tony? A recognized and well-respected chef, active member of the Singapore Chefs Association, award-winning participant in the National Culinary Team, and certified World Chefs International Judge. A great supporter of World Chefs Without Borders, I think from day one, actually. Then I would like Alan Oriel to stand by. Is Alan here? Okay, to stand by. He will be receiving the award on behalf of Neil Abrahams, a former past president of World Chefs in the Asia-Pacific region, who unfortunately cannot be with us here today. So Alan will receive on his behalf. I'm okay, I'm okay.
We missed Neil Abrahams here at the Congress. Neil was CD for the Continental Region of Pacific, and within our bylaws that any member that successfully completes or has for other reasons to shorten his stay, which Neil did for personal reasons, but he did his job until the end, we need to present him a honorary life membership as well. And Alan Oriel will take this on his behalf and hand it over, hopefully in the Manila at the Philippine Cup.
In August,
yeah. Yeah, in August.
Yes.
I'll put it on. Why not?
Why not?
Thank you, sir. Done. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks. Get the certificate. Come inside, Miroslav.
Gentlemen, it's not going to fit.
Charles?
Very good.
Hang on. Yeah. Okay.
You can all step forward.
Right, so that's the first part of the ceremony. Oh, sorry.
I'm just going to interrupt Mr. Palmer like I normally do, because someone has to. This ceremony and this recognition is something very dear and near to the association. This is part of our legacy, part of our heritage. Recognition of people that go out and beyond their own association to be involved in the World Association, but they don't look for anything as a result. This is our way of thanking them. And the people standing in front and the people standing behind are the real mentors, the real leaders that continue to work tirelessly day in, day out for their own associations, but have also touched everybody in Worldchefs. And that's what the Honorary Life Membership medal, certificate, and recognition is all about. Thank you for mentioning John Clancy. I'd also like to thank the previous chairmen as well. Murray from New Zealand. Murray was very, very much involved with John. Brian, of course, who's with us. And it's really a wonderful display of dedication and honour that the gentleman and lady, oh, there was one lady, not too sure what happened there. There she is, in the front. Yeah. That they are being honoured by us as the World Association to be proud, and we're very proud to call them our Honorary Life members. There is a small ceremony with this trusty steel, and as Mr. Palmer reads, I'll come and bless you all. Ladies first.
Okay, so now this is a very ceremonial occasion. We have the president here with that very big sword, huh? Very
steel.
Big. Steel, not a
steel.
sword.
New
okay.
glasses from
Sharpening the steel, okay. Right, so I would like to proceed this by reciting the oath, and at the end of which the new Honorary Life members should say in a loud voice, I do, like in any good marriage, okay? So, you are by the World Chefs Committee and Board found worthy of receiving the title of Honorary Member of World Chefs. Wear the symbol with pride and promise all members that you will always try to uphold cooperation and culinary skills in the international chefs community. I do.
In English,
I do. Did you hear them?
I do.
Again, I do.
I do.
Right, thank you.
A little bit.
So I can go for my picture now.
A little bit like a marriage, but a marriage for life to World Chefs. And the steel represents the sharpening and continuous sharpening of our skills. So we'll have a group photograph. I'll try not to poke anybody with this bit stick.
It's going to be to that one this time. Okay.
Who is that?
step off, thank you.
Just wait for Alan. Just wait for Alan. So we go behind.
Alan, thank you for your hard work. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll collect. We need all the aprons back. Thank you very much to Alan and the team, Domenico, Brian, Brith, in the back. Thank you very much. Well done. No, I have another half an hour yet, mate. We're on 20, we're here. We're going to do voting.
I'm back here.
Talk amongst yourselves. Right. The next one. So there's going to be, so the President's Forum is next, so I have a few things to say and to share. There'll also be some time for questions from the floor. We're a little bit behind, but that's okay. In 2022 in Abu Dhabi, we requested our national association from Russia, whilst being a fully paid up member of Worldchefs, to step back a little bit from the international competition scene and the other related activities of Worldchefs. In 2022 in Abu Dhabi, past President Thomas spoke to us all with Anna, the President, and requested us to vote on that particular topic. Russia graciously has stepped aside for all these years. I've received a letter from Anna, the President of the National Association, through Neil. And the request from Anna and the chefs of Russia, the cooks of Russia, is to be welcomed to international competitions and also to re-engage with the chefs community of Worldchefs, with yourselves. We wear a chef's jacket, white in color. It represents Harry always likes to call it and always taglines it off, the power of the white jacket. What is power without unity? What is power without understanding? What is power without inclusivity? We also represent the colour of peace by wearing a white jacket. That's what we pray for. And that's why I mentioned at 9 o'clock this morning the excerpt from the first Congress minutes of why and our purpose in World Chefs. I would like all voting presidents, and I think I'd like Neil to make the motion, that we vote to have our cooks and chefs, bakers, pastry chefs, butchers from Russia and the National Association of Russia to be welcomed to participate as they have been doing. And I'm very thankful to Thomas for his guidance in our board meeting a few days ago, and also for the understanding from Anna and her team, and Alla is in the audience from the Russian Association. So, Neil, a motion, please come up, and your tabulators are ready. If you would make a motion, please, Neil.
Thank you. The motion is that we reinstate Russia as a full participating member of World Chefs.
A second? Which country? I can't see. Malta? Thank you, Guido. We now will vote, please. All those, Neil, Alan, ready? Charles? Colonel? Tori? All those in favour of the motion as prescribed by Neil, raise your paddles high. This is for the motion. Raise them up. Keep them up, girls and boys. Got to count. Thank you. And those against? Those that are against? Thank you. Abstain. Put them up, please, ladies and gentlemen. If you're abstaining, I need to see. So we have a approval from the the floor. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Ala. Thank you to Anna. This is not a welcome back. This is an acceptance of, as we said, collaboration for our cooks, pastry chefs, butchers in Russia to be with us. Thank you. Next, I just want to recap a few things that I feel are important to recap. I want to start with my first slide. Click. World Chefs and World Central Kitchen, we've just heard from Laura. Thank you very much. But why do I put this up? We had sent out a request for people to be involved. One of the requests I hear from national members and national presidents, how do we get involved? It's always the same people. What can I do? I want to be more involved. This was sent out several weeks ago. 6 people replied. What does this slide tell us? This slide is a request from World Central Kitchen for on-the-ground people. I've forgotten the title that you give them, Laura, sorry. Chef Corps. Leaders of Chef Corps in these countries. This is where World Central Kitchen saw the benefit of joining us, and we saw the benefit of joining them as a collaboration to support what they do and to support what we can help them do. Together with Wilmot and now with Arnie, we need representatives from these countries. We need an answer back to the office in Paris that we have someone in Albania or Greece or Italy or Georgia or Nepal or Cambodia or the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, Peru, Nicaragua, Ecuador, Morocco, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, India, Dominican Republic, and Tunisia. 90% are our national members, but it doesn't matter if the others aren't. You may have friends, Harry, down in Ecuador, down in Nicaragua, maybe our good friends from Peru. Where are you? Where are you, my Peruvian friends? She's not here. But the Peru is here. Maybe you have friends. So everywhere is open. But these are the areas that they really saw the benefit of being World Chefs. This is our opportunity to be involved. So anyone in any of these countries that wants to be involved, we have the office ready together to work with Laura, and it's very simple. If you run a culinary school in an affected area that is not destroyed or operational, that's where you cook. You use your local resources. I found that so inspiring when I first heard that. So this, ladies and gentlemen, please really look at this, and this is an opportunity to get involved. Thank you. I just want to go over, I'm going to show you a quick video on the Global Chef and its future. At the moment, we have an MOU in place. We are working on the finer details of a contract and a document with our chosen partner and associates. This is going to be worked upon immediately after the Congress to make sure that we are doing the right thing for all. So I just want to share this video just to remind ourselves of the excitement that these sort of competitions can bring to our association and so many. Do you have the video, guys?
I think it's a wonderful move forward, and I'm really looking forward to this competition becoming our owned competition. We spoke about in the morning technology, education, what we should be doing for the future, what we should be doing for our members. I work very closely with a school in Dubai, with a group of passionate entrepreneurs who have delivered something called Foodverse, which we have been gifted by them to us in Worldchefs. The Foodverse is something for everybody. It's for the food industry. That's why it's called Foodverse. It's for everyone that touches the food industry. But it's not just another social media platform. It's so much more. We were tasked when we took over as the board that we need education and communication, especially to bring world chefs together so that we can meet and greet and understand and share. Zap the app. Download it. It's free. Google and Android. And then explore. Each national association will have a page. Each national association will be able to build a community and to build a tribe to speak to. But most of all, you'll be able to speak to each other. This is the way forward for communication. It also helps people build their profile. It's your online CV. People can see you. Competition platform, turnkey, blockchain supported. The community is one of the strengths of the app, to speak to people. And then continuous professional development, the education piece. It's not working with one partner, it's working with many. And there's also a job board that trolls the internet and all the job sites globally for jobs for people in need. So I just have a small video, it takes about 4 minutes, covers 3 aspects that I'd like you to watch and reflect on. Thank you.
All chefs and food enthusiasts have a story. It's time for the world to review it.
So that's where I see us going in the future. The education part is a collaboration between EHTL, and thank you to Alain and Mr. Nanners, the director of the school in Luxembourg, plus the school there. The basic ones are free. That's what it's all about. That's what we were asked. So this is just another step forward for us. I hope that we can bring something to you as the members, but also to non-members in your countries. You know, I spoke to the tourism minister in Liberia once, and they asked me, what are you going to do for us? What are you going to do for actually the people on the ground? So this, I hope, is something that we can take to Liberia. The president of Liberia, who can't join us today, he actually works in a mining camp. He works for the miners through BHP, which is a large Australian conglomerate that mines in Liberia. But he's got young guys and girls that want to learn how to cook. They have no schools in Liberia. They have nothing. Yeah, they have nothing. So they go in, they do their best they can and cook their food. But can this help that sort of level of chef as well? So that's the ones I wanted to share. We have 8 minutes and 25 seconds left. This is where we open the floor for civilized discussion. As I have a man that used to be in the British Army, a colonel, to keep us all in order. I'll take any question. The board will take any question, if you wish. And I'd like to offer the floor to the presidents to speak, ask questions. I'll give you an answer. Mightn't be the one you want, but I'll give you an answer. And if I don't have an answer, I'll come back to you. Rocco. Domenico will translate, or I'll turn on my ChatGPT.
If he needs help, we will do it together.
Buongiorno a tutti. Io mi sono astenuto sul verbale perché penso che non sia possibile approvare un verbale dopo 2 anni. E penso che sia anche una mancanza di rispetto per noi che facciamo tanti chilometri e spendiamo tanti soldi per venire qua. Fra 2 anni ci sarà un nuovo presidente della Federazione Cuochi. Non è possibile che il nuovo presidente voti quello che io oggi ho deciso. A mio avviso quello che facciamo in Italia è che immediatamente a fine assemblea noi approviamo le delibere, le parti importanti, e poi il verbale venga mandato dopo 1 settimana a tutti gli Stati. Esempio, se oggi qui non approviamo il verbale, caro Andy, come faceva lei ad andare avanti nei 2 anni senza un'approvazione del verbale? Parlo anche della sua votazione, con tutto il rispetto ovviamente. Grazie.
So, I think everybody understood, didn't it? Yeah. No, what Rocco would like to say and motivate why he abstained, approval the minutes from 2024 from the Congress from Singapore, because he would like just to suggest, he said that would be correct. That's the way we do it also in Italy. For example, now at the end of the assembly, that we vote, before we go out the room, we vote what the most important things that we approved today. And then in a week time, in 10 days or whatever, so you send all the minutes to all the presidents to be approved also online or by email. This is because, for example, he's saying in 2 years' time, he will not be anymore because we'll be having new election, president of the Italian Federation. So the new president will approve something that he hasn't attended. And so it would be more correct to approve, we propose to have this procedure for the future. This is only, what he would like to say.
Thank you, President Rocco. Thank you, Domenico. I'm going to ask Ray just to maybe step in. I understand that what you're saying. 2 years is a long time to wait. I would like to propose that we send the minutes and all the decisions out within the coming 10 days, for example, once we get everything sorted out. And then we ask for an e-vote on the full document, voting, what was agreed, and the full voting transparency will be there. How many for, against, abstain, and then do it that way within 30 days of this meeting, this general meeting ending. If that is something that's possible to be done, I believe it is, if that's acceptable. I'm allowing translation now because it's always, yeah. Okay, so I'd like to propose that the minutes, and this is basically an update of the standing rules, so no need to vote this, that we tabulate all our votes, we get our minutes done, we send them to the board for review, we send the final minutes with all the decisions and approvals that were taken here today on the 19th of May 2026 to all the presidents, and we'll allow a 30-day grace period to read, and then we'll ask for an automatic vote. You reply back yes or no, or you send Q&A back. We can post it on the website. We'll discuss. Because some things I think are nice to have out in the social media. Other things, I think it's us as presidents, because there's things in my day job I wouldn't put on my website. But I think it's something we can discuss, but at the moment I think we should keep it to ourselves, because we are responsible, we are presidents, we are board of directors, and I think we can keep it on that. If people need to ask or to understand, then they go one-on-one. Some things in the public realm, there's no point. So that's my take on that one. Young lady from Maldives.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to take this honor to thank you, the Wales Culinary Association, for having us all here today. And I think we are ending up the whole session with very fruitful endings. Thank you very much, and to all the chefs here from all the countries as well. May I also give kind of an idea that for the next Congress, since I come from a very little nation, a small island nation with only about 400,000 people. And at the same time, we are learning from each chef. So in the past 3 days, with all the sessions of keynote speakers, as well as the panel discussions, I have only seen people who are from the region of Europe, Americas, and that. So I would like to see more Asians of Southeast Asia who has the knowledge and the expertise, because our culture, our heritage is very different to the rest of the world. So perhaps the way we think, the way we say, could be very different. So I would like to see more of our expertise on the next Congress. And I think that will give us, for us to take back, and as well as for yourselves to take back what we do in our nations. All right? Thank you.
Where's Peter Tischhauser? Yes? Yes? Heritage Man says yes. Of course, when we go around the world with our Congress, we end up in a particular country. But agreed, inclusivity, learning about each other, and Peter's already actually put forward an idea that he'll come to you to drive forward, Madam President, for our time in 2028. But yes, we should learn as much as we can. One of my greatest learnings was standing next to my Indian chefs in Dubai cooking curry. I can cook curry better than them now. But I haven't stood next to Neil to make a black pudding or a haggis. But yes, thank you. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Thank you for that. Pavos?
Andy, although I'm not an accounting, I'm a chef, as everybody here. I want to speak about the finance. I have noticed that the last 2 years, 24 and 25, we have a loss. We have a bigger loss in 25 than 24. Is this something that you need to consider going forward, that perhaps we need to find the ways to increase our revenues and decrease our expenses? Thank you.
As we have new articles of association, I'd like to ask the Treasurer, Vice President, to stand and respond. And if Ragnar is here, he can also input on what we do. Yes, the financial statement is flat. That's why we need to discuss. We needed to discuss, and we have done that. Of course, we run businesses back home. We don't want to run a loss. If we continue like this, we will close Worldchefs. This is not the plan. But I'll let Uwe explain what we need to do. But yes, it's a concern, but it's not a critical issue at the moment.
Can I have asked our new committee members to join me quick for a minute?
Just stand up, Chef. Not
or
to
stand
join.
up, yeah.
That'll be the sponsorship
Which is
and
the
finance.
finance and partner committee. We used to have a finance and sponsor committee. We are realizing all, I think, that we don't have sponsors, we have partners. Okay, if you look around you, the guys who are standing now are some of the members of the committee. The committee is now, thank you, sit down. The committee is now made out of 19 members, which we are helping the office, Ragnar, the board, helping us to find new partners. And the first step is we are doing also, now I know Harry will say, why so many people? We are making more subcommittees. The new subcommittees will be, every country member will have somebody part of it. So we all need to be part of it, finding new partners. So like Philippines, James is there, he will the countries around him, he will get from every member country around him, somebody in the subcommittee. So that we try not to miss out anyone to help us to find partners. Because together, all of us together, we can do it. And from 27 onwards, the financial will look, I'm sure, will look better than we look now. Because in the moment, it's all on the shoulders of the office. Okay, so and we will change that. We are looking first for global partners. It starts small with the logo partners, as we call them. Then the next step will be in about 2 months or 6 weeks, hopefully. We will have packages ready for partners for the global. And afterwards, a few months after, will come packages for Paris for our next Congress then. So if we work together, I'm sure we will do it. So I'm asking every president or every member, if you have any leads, if you have any good proposals for new partners, please come to us, send it to me, send it to any of our committee members. We will send the contacts of all the committee members out in the next 2 weeks, so then you know who's the closest to you to contact. And I'm looking forward to the best partnership team in the world. Thank you, team.
Thank you. So, short story, yes. 2025, every Congress year is a difficult year financially. It's a big thing, but yes, it's on the radar. And as I hold ultimate responsibility for that, it is my job, and that's what I signed on for President. So I wear the big shoes. I need to make it happen. Pakistan. Last question.
Thank you very much. Thank you, loving people of Wales, amazing team of World Chefs, under the leadership of Mr. Andy, the president of World Chefs. You are doing an amazing job and serving the world. All the nations, we all benefit from World Chefs, your initiatives, all initiatives regarding education and training, certifications, so we are the beneficiaries. And I say thank you from the people of Pakistan, 250 million people. And one suggestion regarding that we have more than 200 countries around the world, on the globe, and I think we have less than 100 members, and there should be a mechanism at the World Chefs Office to encourage and motivate more members from around the world. Thank you.
Thank you. I would encourage Pakistan to mentor Bangladesh. Because Bangladesh is here. Where's Nazim? Where are you, Nazim, from the States? Okay. So that, for me, is where we can also help, not the office. The office is a function, agreed, but it's not the office to drive, it's us, it's the front row, it's all of us in the audience. So yes, 100%. Okay, we need to move. Okay, thank you very much. Last session.
Everybody's asked to speak at the lectern in front of the booth. Everybody's speak at the podium.
Me? Everybody. They want me to speak at the podium? Everybody. Yeah, keep going, keep going. Okay. I have to do what I'm told. We now, for once, Brian, for once. We now move into the last session. And that's the World Chefs Congress in Paris in 2028. We have a very special event at the end, which I will not talk about. I'll leave that for Arwen. But I want to share the book. Can you go to my slide? Click. This, ladies and gentlemen, was found in a bookshop in New York. Stand up, Ray. Open the book. Ray found somehow in New York, while stumbling around, the minutes of the first Congress of the World Federation of Culinary Societies, Paris, 1928. We have one of, how many, Alan? One of two. And Alan's been on the internet because he's much younger than me and bought the second one already. But this stays with Ray because that's his copy. We've had it translated to English through AI. I want to go through a few of the pages of this book so you can see what our origins were. Ray, thank you. I can't read this one because it's in French. And I won't even attempt to, yeah, Christian's saying, yeah, do not try to read French. Yeah, I know. Merci beaucoup, mon chéri. So, click. This gentleman here, I have to stand close. I'm sorry, Charles. I'm going to go and stand close to the monitor because I don't have great eyesight like you young guys. This is Mr. Francis, excuse my French, Caton. He was the first president, the Knight of the Legion of Honor and the president of the Mutual Aid and Retirement Society of the Parisian Cooks. That is why they established World Chefs. From the four corners of the world, the eyes of cooks turned toward Paris, the homeland of transcendent gastronomy and the highest practical school of cooking. From our four corners of the world, an enthusiastic wind blew, drawing the thoughts of thousands of cooks to the capital of France, eager to coordinate under the single leadership the professional and social efforts of the profession, the social efforts of the profession. Conceived between Geneva and Paris, this project 1 year ago could not have been predicted to be so successful. The results of this first Congress exceeded all expectations, and it was with great aptness and warmth that the delegates welcomed the birth of the Federation. This was in 1928, post the First War. This was in a time of turmoil of the world, and this gentleman pulled together, even the chefs of London came. and we're represented. Delegates from Germany, from Switzerland, from Czechoslovakia. It's all there. The book will go onto the website. The book will be sent to all presidents to read in English and then or French, and then you can download it. Click. Here they are gathered. The man in the front, Auguste Escoffier, was our first honorary president of the association. Honorary president. There's an excerpt in the book that says, should we have an honorary president? Why do we need it? We don't need it now. But we will have Auguste Escoffier. And they voted him and awarded him that first prestigious position of honorary president. This was written in a time, young people, when there was no ChatGPT, there was no recording device on your telephone, and it was handwritten and hand-scribed. What I like about this book is Mr. Bottiger from England, on behalf of the Society delegation, is a member of the Culinary Club of London and Culinary Association of London. I think Brian might have been a member. Yeah. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Mr. Carton and his distinguished colleagues for the outstanding work to get it going. Thank you for this warm welcome with applause. They even wrote down the applause. Yeah. On behalf of Norway and Denmark, on behalf of Czechoslovakia, on behalf of Austria. Click. This is the headquarters of the Paris Cook Society. When we go in 1928, we should stand there, Christian. We should stand there and get a photograph together, if it's still existing. Maybe it's I don't know what it is. It could be a grocery store or an Indian restaurant, or it could be still the head office of your association. Rue Saint-Roch. We should go there. Click. October the 11th, the opening. Before we begin our work, allow me to express the thanks to the Bureau you have appointed. It will do everything possible to carry out the preliminary work we have to undertake. The draft statutes presented to us now submitted for your approval. I will read Article 1. What I found most impressive about Article 1 is the very first article. What is the purpose? I was in the Paris office with Connie and the team, and we were talking, oh, mission statement, vision, we have. I said, fine, what's the purpose? In any modern organization and association, the first thing you start to think about nowadays is, what is my purpose? And that I throw to us. What is our purpose as world chefs? Click. This is the Sorbonne on the 12th of October, 1928. This is the great auditorium, the Grand Auditorium. It seats 800 to 900 people. This is where this began. The bureau in the main lecture hall of the University of Paris, and there's a part in the book that talks about why are there no cooks sitting in the great lecture halls of the universities? Why are cooks not represented as great academics? But now we have them sitting in one of the greatest universities. It's all in the book. Click. They went to various restaurants through Paris for lunch and dinner. Some are still in existence. We will go. We have to go. Mr. Benoit, the director of the Hotel de Palais d'Orsay. My French is getting better, Christian. There is one restaurant, the Hotel de Grillon. No, what's the restaurant you told me, Alain, that is still operational with all the Michelin stars? The Carton. History. Click. Oh, go back, go back. Repeated shouts of long live the World Federation of Culinary Societies. The session adjourned at 12:20. Long live the World Federation. 98 years it's lived. How many more years is it going to live? Are we financially able to sustain ourselves, Pabos? Yeah? Click. This one I love. When you read the book, it says this is the delegates and a group of members standing at the peristyle of the Sorbonne Church with some women. Rough translation. I mean, it was written in a time, young people, that was just so different, but a time that's relevant today because of what is happening in our world today. This is post-World War I. The world was upside down. That's why the cooks of Paris and Geneva assembled a group of chefs for the social well-being of chefs. And there's another part in the book that says that we need to elevate our cooks in the eyes of the people to be respected as a profession. When Uwe first went to Dubai, he received a visa in 1993. His visa was stamped as cook, not executive chef, cook, because they didn't have in the system executive chef. 34 years later, they now have them as executive directors. You see how the world changes. On Friday, October the 12th at 3 p.m., the plenary and public session of the Congress was held in the Grand Amphitheatre of the University of Paris at the Sorbonne, under the effective chairmanship of Mr. Gaston Roussel, the State Councillor, Director of the General Administration and the Ministry of Labour, Mutual Insurance and Social Welfare. They were together with the government. They were making governmental procedure, like we heard from the man from Wales, how policy to plate. This is in 1928, policy to plate, where they were making a difference. Click. The menu. I want us to find, my French colleagues, I want to find Monsieur Benoit, the director of the Hotel de Paris, or his relatives, and I want us to find the relatives of Chef Raboul, the head chef. And I challenge us to do that menu for the gala dinner. Click. Click. The dinner table. Look at the room. Click. Click. The official dinner with some ladies. Click. No more click? There's so much history there. I just wanted to share a few pages from this glorious book, and thank you to Ray for finding it. The Swiss planted a tree. The lasting legacy, Auguste Escoffier, Emile Perrin, our honorary president, and the great Bill Gallagher. That's our gathering. That's where we were over the last few years. I can't jump to the next slide because that's for later. Ray, thank you for the book. And I'd now like to welcome Chef Christian and to the stage to say a few words on behalf. Arwen, if you could join us, please. Our delegation of French. Arwen. Parlez-vous de français, parlez-vous de English, and we'll get Domenico to translate into Italian.
Merci, Président.
Done.
Je voulais déjà vous remercier, Président, pour nous avoir rappelé toute cette histoire qui est la nôtre, à nous tous, déjà. Moi, si vous voulez, j'ai consulté, bien entendu, je ne sais pas si c'est l'original, celui que vous avez, mais je pense que nous avons l'original. Mais là n'est pas le problème.
On, just push it up.
No.
One. Number 3.
So, President Christian, he wants to thank President Andy to remind us of all this history, and he is actually pretty sure that they have the original in Paris office as well that we can consult.
Donc, vous savez que en France, on a une tradition ancestrale, c'est de porter le béret. Mais rassurez-vous, lorsque nous sommes dans nos cuisines, nous avons également des toques, comme la tradition le veut.
There's a bit of a tradition to carry this, the beret, the hat, traditional from France, but they also have the chef's hat. Don't worry about that.
Donc, Président, je ne vais pas vous faire des promesses, mais on va faire le maximum pour les petits clins d'œil que vous m'avez envoyés, en essayant qu'on puisse tous se retrouver à la Sorbonne. Et effectivement, ça serait pour la mémoire et surtout pour les 100 ans, une chose qui serait primordiale. Et une autre chose, pardon.
Yeah, so he's making no promises, but he will do all in his power to ensure that we can return and revisit the Sorbonne and the wonderful places that you mentioned.
Par contre, la maison des cuisiniers, rue Saint-Roch, que M. Ragnar connaît, je peux vous y accueillir lorsque vous le désirez, mais surtout pas tous en même temps.
Yeah, and so the office that you mentioned, the Rue Saint-Roch, that I have visited many times, it is still there, and everyone is welcome to visit, but not at the same time.
Madame, Messieurs, chers présidents, chers membres du bureau, chers chefs, chers amis.
So, ladies and gentlemen, dear President, dear chefs, dear friends.
C'est avec un immense honneur pour moi, au nom de la Mutuelle des cuisiniers de France, d'être parmi vous au Pays de Galles à l'occasion de cette grande réception réunissant la famille mondiale de la gastronomie.
It's a tremendous honor for me, on behalf of the Mutuelle des cuisiniers de France, to be here with you in Wales for this great reception, bringing together the global gastronomy community with the World Association of Chef Societies.
Créées il y a maintenant presque un siècle, les grandes organisations culinaires internationales portent les mêmes valeurs, la transmission, l'excellence, le respect des savoir-faire et l'amitié entre les peuples à travers la cuisine.
And founded over a century ago, the majority of international culinary organizations share the same values, the passing of knowledge, excellence, respect of the culinary skills, and friendship between peoples through cuisine.
Thank you. Cet esprit de fraternité, déjà défendu lors des premiers grands congrès culinaires internationaux organisés à Paris, demeure aujourd'hui plus vivant que jamais.
The spirit of fraternity, already proven at the first major international culinary congress held in Paris, remains as up-to-date as ever today.
L'année 2028 marquera un nouvel ère important avec le congrès annuel mondial qui se tiendra à Paris. Et je vous en remercie, Président, ainsi que tous ceux qui ont voté pour que cet événement en hommage au centenaire de la WACS, que ça puisse se passer à Paris. Je vous en remercie encore.
The year 2028 will mark another important milestone with the World Annual Congress to be held in Paris, and Christian would like to thank President Andy and all the members for having initiated this decision, this vote, to bring you back to where it all started 100 years ago.
La France, terre de la gastronomie et de tradition culinaire, et particulièrement les cuisiniers de France que je représente ici, ainsi que mes compagnons de route, seront heureux de collaborer avec vous à l'organisation de la WARS, Association Worldchefs Society.
And France, being the land of gastronomy and culinary traditions, and particularly the cuisine of France, who are represented here today, will be delighted to collaborate with the World Association of Chef Societies to organize this event and welcome delegations from around the world.
Nous serons heureux d'accueillir toutes les délégations venues du monde entier, pour célébrer ce centenaire, ainsi que de faire perdurer ensemble notre passion commune et l'avenir de nos métiers.
And they will help and assist of organizing this event and to welcome delegations from around the world to celebrate this centenary, thereby ensuring the continued vitality of our shared passion and the future of our profession.
Merci. Bravo. Plus que jamais, les métiers qui nous réunissent doivent rester un langage universel, un trait d'union entre les cultures et un symbole de partage.
Now more than ever, the culinary arts that bring us together must remain a universal language, a bridge between cultures and the symbol of shared values.
Je vous remercie chaleureusement et je vous donne rendez-vous à Paris en 2028. Vive la gastronomie et vive l'amitié entre les chefs du monde entier.
I would like to thank you all warmly and look forward to seeing you in Paris in 2028. I think the rest you understood. Vive la gastronomie and long live the friendship.
Yes.
Quick photograph. Merci, merci. Thank you. Where's the bell? As tradition states, we'll have a nice photograph. But also, I think these two gentlemen here need to stand next to each other. In our tradition of the Congress, we now pass the bell. We pass the bell from Arwen, who's done an outstanding job, to Christian for our next World Chefs Congress in 2028. Ring the bell, gentlemen. Oh!
C'est un signe.
We need a new bell. The Welsh broke it.
On la répare. Nous allons la faire réparer.
Gentlemen, we have a very special event. Yeah. There we are. Try again. Hey, done. Allez, on se Thank you. Merci.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh, it's you.
C'est de sa faute, hein.
Merci, Rainer. Thank you. Gagnon. Thank you.
Il vous accompagnera.
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
En France, tu viendras.